Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast, episode 22. Took a week off last week. We back with our regular crew. Everybody's in good health. Everybody's feeling good.
Everyone's alive.
My man Emiya, Starlock, Pharaoh Black, Rick Dom, and I am Boog Nice.
And let us not forget Fabio.
Oh, hi.
Hey, man.
What's up, guys? Been a while. Been like, what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. So I guess everybody had to have purchased something, right? In 2 weeks.
Anybody that says they haven't bought something is lying.
Lying. Definitely.
What'd you get, Boog?
I got that Pikachu, Figure Arts Pikachu, which I'm really disappointed in. I'm disappointed in myself, you know? I'm disappointed in myself for purchasing that bullshit. But I got that. I gave it to my daughter. She loves it. But it just makes no sense. The scale of that figure is just retarded. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What is it scaling with? How big is Ash gonna be if fucking Pikachu's that size, man? It's fucking nuts. It's gonna be a 1/6 scale Ash.
Scale with the Charizard and a few other things that are out already? Or is it big?
No, I don't think anything else is out yet, right? That was the first release, right?
No, there's Charizard, there's Blastoise, there's Venusaur, there's Lucario, there's Mewtwo.
Oh, really? I saw those on the package, but I wasn't sure if those were out yet. But the scale is off, though, right?
Oh yeah, the scale is super off. Those figures have been out for years, and the scale is super off.
What? I don't understand. What was the reasoning behind that?
I mean, I have to assume that it was to go with more of a Super Smash Brothers, which Pikachu is a bit bigger in Super Smash Brothers, but it's just like it's that engineering on that figure is just so strange, and it's so big. It kind of feels like a circle, like with limbs. It's not like with I don't know if you have that Nendoroid Kirby.
No, you know what? I didn't get that, and I wanted to get that, but
that shit.
Sort of in that vein, though. I feel you, but the Nendoroid Kirby is way better, though.
Dude, that's like one of my favorite figures, man. You know?
Pikachu was probably created first. The prototype was probably made first. So I don't think they had a. The line's supposed to be technically non-scale anyway. So I think they're just kind of making it.
That Pikachu was shown a very long time ago, yeah.
Those hands on that fucking figure are off. Is off. I mean, I don't know what.
The little fist.
Circles.
Yeah, he's got like the developmental. So he's just got some issues with those little hands, man. Great.
Man, it's like somebody at the office was just like, "Hey, man, we haven't done nothing with the Pokemon line in a while. Hey, where's that Pikachu sample at?
No,
oh man, it's not really finished. Oh fuck it."
Somebody at the office gave some interns a shot at making some shit and was like, all right, listen, this is all you. This is your big project. We fucked it up.
You got it on this.
I got the Pikachu. What else did I buy? I'm not even sure what else I bought over the past 2 weeks. I got the blank Figure Arts body. The flesh tone male body, which is cool. I've got him sitting here in a chair with a Tony Stark head covering his private area. What else? I don't know, man. I don't remember what else I got. I didn't really buy anything this past week. I think everything that I bought was the week before, but I can't remember. So, what you got, Pharaoh?
Darius sent me that Rebel Tech snake. It's like a super huge Rebel Tech figure. It's from I think what's it called? Phantom Pain or some shit.
Yeah, that's the newest game.
Yeah, it's a Rebel Tech figure for that.
The Vulcan Log one, right?
You say what?
The Vulcan Log one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is fucking huge, man.
MGS5.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, I mean, I know Rebel Tech was getting a little bigger or whatever, but this fucking figure's like huge, man. It's just, it doesn't even feel right for to be a Rebel Tech. It's just big as fuck. I'm not a big fan of it.
Larger.
I mean, it's decent. I'm pretty sure you can do something decent with it, but I don't really care about it. I got the new Predator series. Well, I got two of the Predator series figures. One of them I left. Whichever one has the Fabio. Which one has the gauntlets? The same ones as the Chopper Predator.
The one that has the same belt?
No, the same gauntlets. That has the Chopper Predator.
That's the Temple Guard.
Yeah, well, I left him.
You got one?
I got the masked Scar Predator, and then I got the other Predator. And I left the one with the gauntlets, like the Chopper.
Those?
Yeah, that's kind of an army builder, actually. You can get a couple of those, because those are like the temple guards for the ancient temple.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted Chopper to be, unique. They called him Chopper, gave him a name and shit because of the gauntlets, and then they turn around and make a bunch of other people just like him and kind of like cheapens the whole thing.
I feel ya.
I
I do like the tint on that armor, though. It's got a nice, like, bronze, whereas the other ones were more silver.
And that shit look like he's old as a bitch. Like he just had rusty ass armor and shit. Like they left his ass in the temple, never thought about him anymore and shit. I was like, oh, fuck that. But I bought the what else did I buy? I don't think I really bought too much more than that. Bought a keychain. If anybody gives a fuck about that.
One of those blind bag things?
Oh yeah, actually was. I bought a Batman versus Superman blind bag when I got Batman. So.
I got Falcon.
Oh yeah, you losing. Are you talking about the Marvel ones? Yeah, I got the Gray Iron Man. I got a Spider Man. I think I got Rocket Raccoon, if I'm not mistaken. And I got X-Force.
I just got one of those keychains the other day. I went into a Target and my friend bought a pack and I bought a pack. I got fucking Falcon and my friend got Ant-Man and he was like, "Oh man, I want that Falcon." And I was like, "Man, take this motherfucker. I'll take the Ant-Man."
Right. I'm gonna say, who wants? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, Falcon. The movie's done a lot for me for Falcon, but who the fuck really kind of like gives a fuck about Falcon like that? But I don't think I got anything else. I beat Uncharted. I started to buy it, but I didn't. I said fuck this. I went and rented it from the red box. Took me 2.5 days to beat it, so I only spent $9, and I feel comfortable. Other than that, man, I ain't really get.
What was
Did you like the ending?
What was Uncharted?
Okay, listen. I did like the ending. I mean, I thought it was especially for the character, because I really, really, really like Nathan Drake. So I mean, it was the ending that he actually deserved. But I didn't like the fact that hey, I'm about to spoil some shit too. So anybody who hasn't played it, if you give a fuck.
I beat it already. So I beat it actually before the game even came out.
I didn't like the fact that it was no like supernatural type shit going on. Like the one game he fought the Yetis and the other game was those brown demons and shit. This one, I thought for sure he was going to at least have some skeleton pirates or some shit, man. But he didn't.
Well, you can do that when the figure comes out. Create your own skeleton pirate photo shoot.
Almost definitely. I just really felt like with all the visuals and everything, it was a very nice looking game, and it just let me down on that aspect, man.
Where would you rank it compared to the other ones?
I don't. It was better. Well, who close one of your screens? Somebody.
Yeah, somebody got their screen open.
But it was. Okay, listen. All right, it was better than It was visually better than most of the games. I like the fact that they added the automatic targeting system or whatever. The story was still pretty good. I don't know. It was. It's probably about even, man. Those games are pretty much a bunch of jumping around.
Visually, it's supposed to be the best one. I mean, it's the most advanced.
Yeah, it is visually.
Yeah.
That shit was awesome, man. As far as the way it looks, man, I couldn't really believe how realistic they fucking look.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot where if you shine the light through Nathan Drake, like just right, you can see the cartilage in his ear. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, they were on that game with that fucking visualization shit. But I think that like I said, the actual game, you did a lot. The game felt longer than the other games as well. And you did a lot, you know. But once I think the guys that you fought, I think they're called Shoreline or some shit. They were a lot weaker than like the third game. The third game, those guys were pretty hard. They were coming at you. You know, it was a lot of guys coming at you. This time it was a lot less action, in my opinion. There wasn't a lot of like great puzzles either. It was just a bunch of fucking jumping around. I mean, you jumped around the whole game. That's just pretty much what you did or whatever. But I still liked it, man. Nathan Drake is my dude, man. I wish those guys get together and let Lara Croft and that guy do something.
Oh man,
Oh, that'd be cool.
double feature.
Yeah, some kind of crossover game. That'd be tight. You could play that co-op.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Lara Croft would kick the shit out of Nathan Drake. I mean, you can't beat her up.
Wait, new Lara Croft or old Lara Croft?
Either Lara Croft, even the newer Lara Croft. That bitch is tough, man. Did you play the first Tomb Raider, the relaunch?
No, I never played any of them. I know one of them's for free on PlayStation, but I haven't played it.
The newest, this reboot or whatever. The first game was pretty much her just having to learn to survive. I mean, it was so much shit she was going through, man. Shit falling, you had to run and escape shit falling. I mean, I think she's becoming pretty seasoned right now.
Right. Wasn't the last game a prequel though?
The last I don't know what this new is. It's another one out now. I haven't played it. I don't have a Xbox One.
Okay.
There's only 4 Xbox One. But
The first shit like years later when it comes to PC.
I don't know. I don't know if you other guys play video games and shit. I think Rick might. I don't know about Boog. You don't seem like he'd be too good.
I haven't been on a video game tip in a long while. The last thing that I bought and played was the last Grand Theft Auto, basically.
You ain't beat it?
And I didn't even beat it. Nope.
He was one of them kids. He couldn't beat none of the games.
No, not at all. I've been on my video game shit hard before, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago or something. You know what I'm saying? I played everything, beat everything that I played. But I don't know. I just haven't been on it. I have every console except for the Xbox One. Basically, though, I still got all my old consoles: Nintendo 64, regular Nintendo, fucking what you call that? Dreamcast, all my shit.
Man.
Dreamcast, boy.
Hey, listen, the Dreamcast was before its time, man. People weren't ready for the Dreamcast.
You know, all my shit still work. They all still in great condition. So, you know, but I don't know. I just haven't really had time to sit in front of a video game. You got to dedicate a week out of your life to that shit every time so a new come out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not to just go off on video games, but I don't really like play much. I think the only games I ever bought was Grand Theft Auto. I would buy Grand Theft Auto. I would buy Street Fighter, one of the fighting games, and then Batman. But other than that, man, I like with this whole Uncharted. I bought the other ones. And I said, you know what, fuck this. I'm not gonna buy this game, man. I just, like I said, it's at the red box, $3. I said I could beat this game in maybe 2 days or whatever. I beat it in 3, so I only spent $9.
I have been pretty intrigued by Uncharted though. That shit looks fucking amazing. I mean, the gameplay, the graphics look fucking amazing. You know, I do recognize that shit is on another level with video games right now. It's just, you know what I'm saying, but I just haven't really had the time.
But it's just not one of those games, in my opinion, that once I beat it, I don't see myself going and playing it again.
Playing it again, yeah, okay. It doesn't have to have replay value.
But it does have all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a single-player story game, so once it's like getting to the end of the movie.
It's basically all the replay value is all in the multiplayer.
Right.
The multiplayer, that's cool. Uncharted 4 is very good.
See, I don't.
That seems like it's everything nowadays, though. Like when you'll play the story mode once or twice or whatever, but it's really that online play that's.
Man, if it's the online play, if I'm not playing with somebody that I know, I just choose not to play with them dudes, man. Those cats will make you mad as hell, man. like seriously, man. You can get to playing with some of those cats, especially when you run into the racist dudes. Oh my god!
And all those kids that say they slept with their mom. Fuck those little kids.
Hey, it's funny when. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of funny when they like kill the nigger. Like, they be chasing you like, oh my god, these racist motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
Man, there's this YouTuber that does really great videos trolling people like that. And he's this black dude, but he has a voice modulator to make his voice sound even deeper. And he's called Jerome Thug Love Jones, and he's this gay thug, and he just like trolls people on Call of Duty and stuff like that. It's just fucking hilarious how many kids actually fall for his shit because it's so obvious. But he'll get into long arguments with these kids, and that they have nothing better to do than do that. These kids are just fucking playing video games and yelling at strangers. They have no like concept of consequences.
just getting high and playing games, man. That's that.
I mean, I grew up on that shit too, but at some point, you know, being mean to people on Halo 3 stops being kind of fun.
Yeah, you stop being 12 years old telling a grown man that you're gonna fuck his wife.
Right, yeah, that's probably the phase that I hit.
I'm gonna fuck your wife, man. I'm gonna fuck her.
All right, well, this week, or these past 2 weeks, I got a fair amount of stuff. I told you guys about that Norman Osborn that I got by mistake, and I sent that back, and they sent me my Peter Parker, which comes with more accessories than I thought it did. I didn't even know it came with the little chest pieces and the test tube rack, which is pretty cool. And then it has, of course, the camera and the lamp and a soda, like a 2-liter of soda, which is pretty cool.
That's a bottle of water.
Is it? I don't know, it looks kind of like a 2-liter.
That blue, you talk about that blue
Right.
bottle?
That's supposed to be a water bottle? Alright, well, whatever.
It was water.
I got better looking water bottles. I'll put a Dr. Pepper sticker on that or something. Let's see. Josh Cheney, looking out for me, sent me some wrestling figures that he found out there by his Toys R Us, because all the divas, especially in my Toys R Us, always pick clean, but I guess they warm pegs over at his, so he sent me Sasha Banks and Eva Marie. And then recently I just found Kalisto, the basic one, too, so now I have finally someone to hold my United States Championship. That's really the only reason I get the basics, is just as placeholders until the Elite comes out. Probably the same for you, huh, Rick?
Oh yeah, I need that damn Renee Young.
Yeah, dude, me too. I told him to be on the lookout for me. Hopefully he finds it out there.
Yeah,
So
man.
shout out to Josh. Thank you for that, dude.
Yeah, man. All these guys, man, they have fucking WWE figures in abundance at random by them, and then, you fucking go around my way like it's fucking impossible.
Oh, yeah. And all the Walmarts are clearing out the WrestleMania Elite, so that Undertaker with the pleather coat and that Brock Lesnar, they're like $12 or something.
Dude, mine were $1.
What? Oh, that's right. I saw that post.
Yeah, they were like 89 cents before tax.
Damn.
Shit. You should have bought the whole damn thing.
You know, yeah. Oh yeah, I bought everything they had.
Dude, yeah, I would have bought a couple of those Undertakers just for the coat. At that price, you're literally just paying $1 for the coat, which is completely worth it.
Oh yeah, I highly recommend anyone that has them for the low, at their Walmarts, like has them for like $9 or something right now. Just hide them a little bit longer, because they will get to that low of a price. They will get to like 89 cents if you wait long enough.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And yeah, speaking of wrestling figures, I went to pick up my car from the shop a couple of weeks ago. This is actually before we went on break, but I forgot to mention it. And I went to the Mattel Company store, which is right next to my body shop. And right at the base of the big Mattel building, they just have a little company store where they basically just have like outlet prices on everything, and it's all just crap that's been warming pegs forever. So they have like those General Zod's for Man of Steel for like, I don't know, $2 or $3 or something like that. Actually, no, it might have been more like $6, but they have a fuck ton of them. They're just flooding those shelves because nobody's buying them. So I did find a good selection of wrestling figures, though. They had like 50 of those D-Generation X Triple H with the megaphone thing. They had like 50 of him, and then they had about 30 of those Brodus Clays. Now, obviously, he's not with the company anymore, so he was fucking dirt cheap. It was like $10 for him, like $8 actually. And then from the basics, I found Summer Rae and Sami Zayn. And I didn't know this, but I went to go pay, and I guess you could sign up for like a membership reward kind of thing. Go every Tuesday and you get some ridiculous discounts on stuff that's already super cheap. So I signed up for that, and I happened to be there on Tuesday, so they gave me like the special or whatever. I ended up paying less than $4 for both those basics. and a few more bucks for that Brodus, and then I got a pack of mulatto cookies, and the total brought me to like $20 exactly.
Jesus.
Not bad. So yeah, 3 figures and a pack of cookies, $20. Not bad. I'm happy with that.
Milano, excuse me.
Right, whatever. That one.
Give them a lot of old cookies. Look, see?
lot
You
of-
guys have got me all fucked up. You guys got me being all unintentionally racist these days. It's kind of hard.
Hey, you mulattoes.
Let's see. I don't know if you guys got that Toys R Us coupon. It was like 20% off. They mailed it to me. I don't know if you guys got that or someone shared it online, but
Yeah, I got one.
yeah, I got that, and I used it on the Stitches figure from Heroes of the Storm from NECA, because I have all the other Heroes of the Storm
That's
figures.
that
And
like big fat one, right?
right. That's the big abomination from Warcraft. So yeah, I mean, I got it 20% off. It ended up being like $39 or something. So that's cool. I mean, I wanted it anyway, and it's been sitting there for a while, so I figured I might as well just use my coupon on it. I was actually looking for the Pacific Rim Mutavore, which just came out, or it should be hitting pretty soon, but I thought it would have been out already. So I went to True looking for that. Didn't find it. I'm like, I don't want to leave empty-handed. I'll just take the Stitches because I know I'm going to get it in the future. What else? Oh, I also got those Predators, Pharaoh. Those are really nice. I got all 3 of them, actually. So I got the Ancient Warrior, I think it's called, the Temple Guard, and the Masked Scar. And since I have the Unmasked Scar already, I had an extra one with the super long gauntlet, so I made an extra Unmasked Scar with 2 gauntlets, blade gauntlets. That looked kind of cool. Put a cape on him. Yeah, just looks kind of different. But yeah, it's a nice series. I like the finish on the armors for him, because the Ancient Warrior and the Temple Guard are like slightly different. One's got more of a blue cobalt tint, the other one's more of a bronze, like we talked about. So I think they look pretty cool, especially like in the detail flights when you have the LEDs. They shine really nicely. And let's see. Oh, do you guys know a guy on Instagram named Can of Beams?
Yeah.
He does a bunch of those effects, Blood and Sailor Moon, SH Figure Arts, and all kinds of effects.
He just recently did the blood ones.
Yeah. So I bought a couple of his blood effects. It's actually a pack of 5, and some of his bullet ricochet effects.
How are they?
Actually, they're nice, man. I didn't know this until I got them, but they're magnetic. So let's say for the ricochet effects, you want to put it on a cap shield. You put the ricochet on the outside, and then he includes a little magnet that goes on the inside of the shield, so it'll clip in place.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I was
Give
blown
me the
away.
link, please.
All right.
Send it to me on Facebook.
You know what? Homeboy's in the group.
Yeah, Ryan Van. He just posted a little bit ago. Actually, he's
There you
doing
go.
he's doing some Wolverine slash effects too that like clip onto the claws, and it looks like he's slashing blood out of them. He's done some for like swords. Yeah, the guy's crazy, man. I really like his effects. I didn't know this again until I got them in hand, but there's bendy wires.
One of the first people that I know that I bought something from him was Dave VX. He bought some of those early DBZ effects that he was doing.
Yeah, he goes crazy on that. Godzilla, Sailor Moon, and the quality of it is really good. I mean, I didn't know this until I got it, but there's a little bendy wire inside, so you can articulate the blood splatter just a little bit. So that's really nice. I mean, I'm really happy with it, especially because I had to wait like a month to get it, over a month, because USPS lost the first package he sent me, and he never got it back, and I never got it back. So he sent me a replacement set that arrived in like 2 days.
How much do they cost?
I paid, I think it was about $30 for the blood. It was a pack of 5 and then a pack of 5.
Ooh, that's kind of steep, bro.
But I mean, the quality it speaks for itself, man. Like I said, with these magnets, I've got them, clipped into the Spider-Man wall that came with the Mafex one. They sit there pretty nice. And
wait.
What's cool is you can also go ahead.
Get the ricochet and the blood together, or are they?
No, those are separate packs that I bought.
Yeesh, you ain't lying. That is kind of steep.
He does it kind of weird though, because he puts it out in like batches, and there's a certain period in which you can buy certain effects, and he puts them up, I think, on eBay, or I think you have to DM him on Instagram. But he does it at like a certain buy period, and once that period is done, he holds off whatever's left over, if anything is left over, until next time.
So basically, it's 15 for the ricochets and 15 for the blood.
That's including shipping, though. It was a little bit less than that, but I don't remember how much the shipping was.
That ain't bad. Now I'm thinking you telling me like it's $30 per pack.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, I'm thinking you were saying for the 5 it
No,
was.
no, no. It was total.
I got you.
Total ship for the $230. That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it, man. This guy does good work. He's got effects for fucking everything you can imagine. But like I said, you got to be watchful of what he puts out for sale during each batch because he does it like that. And
Oh, not
Go
to
ahead.
cut you off, I was about to ask you. Have any of you guys with Walmart's? Have you seen those deluxe turtle figures from the 1990 movie or 91 movie, whatever?
No, I haven't seen him yet. It's still,
no.
Okay. Yeah.
I know. Dave has me looking for the glow in the dark variant Ghostbuster things. I know that.
You know what? I'm glad you said that's just stash, dude. A set of those the other day, and I forgot to even call him and ask him if he still wanted them.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, he's been wanting them, man. You know, I've been keeping a lookout for him. I felt bad because I ain't seen him.
You talking about those male Ghostbusters, the classics?
Yeah, they're glow in the dark versions.
No,
There's
the
glow-in-the-dark
Ghostbusters don't
versions?
glow in
I
the
thought it was-
dark. Just the ghost.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just the ghost one. It's just
Yeah,
the one
I don't
that's,
I don't keep that well a track of Ghostbusters.
I've been seeing the female Ghostbusters like crazy, and they're like $11, man. Nobody's
nobody
buying
wants
them.
those shits. They fucking.
Yeah.
Those things are $11. No, female Ghostbusters are $20, man.
Really? Am I true? They're marked down to like $11.99 already.
They marked down already. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that. I heard that the trailer for that was like one of the most disliked trailers ever on.
It doesn't mean it's going to be a bad movie, man. I mean, it's just different. I mean, it's always the classic Ghostbusters. You really don't have to. I mean, what did people think that these fucking 60-year-old men was going to come and play Ghostbusters? Like,
I mean, if they wouldn't ignore history and at least reference them and kind of make it a passing of the torch thing, but they're going full reboot on this. It's not like these guys are going to be there and they're going to be like, hey, you guys are the Ghostbusters now. No, it's just these girls are the Ghostbusters. There was no other Ghostbusters before them.
Really?
I don't know. I don't like that. I think
Exactly. See, that's poorly done. If they had done it the first way.
I don't think that people really give remakes a chance. I mean, the old material was there.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to watch. I mean, if you watch the new one and you don't like it, you just don't fucking like it. You know what I mean? Just watch the old one then. Well, turn that shit off.
Yeah, it sounds like an office phone.
All right.
That is the office phone.
Hashtag
Incorporated.
trying to contact Dunder Mifflin Paper and Sales.
The motherfucker's trying to call Boog and get that fucking money from his ass. He ain't paying his taxes.
And to finish off my weeks or whatever, last Saturday was Free Comic Book Day at the Comic Bug, and that was a hell of an event. I didn't win the raffle to meet Stan Lee, but I should have gone over anyway, at least taken the picture with everybody. But yeah, he was there, and it was pretty cool. The event itself was, I wouldn't say crazy, but there was a pretty good turnout. We had like 5 or 6 displays up. Henry and me holding it down with my friend Kenji, who helped us set up and helped me unload everything from the car, helped run the booth, as well as I was manning the booth with Henry a lot of the time, and Kenji was fucking nowhere to be seen most of the time. He was just talking to other booths. He was talking to this 3D printing company, and I got in touch with them. He was talking to some podcast show, or it was like a YouTube show actually. So yeah, he was the guy that was going out and wheeling and dealing a lot more. I was just having fun running the booth, and it was man, we had a lot of cosplayers come through, a lot of parents with kids that are into action figures. A lot of people signed up for the raffle. Good turnout, man. The only problem was that I ran out of flyers and stuff because the package that Boog sent me, the guy, the mail guy tried to deliver it when I was already out of the house, and he left a note. And I was like, oh yeah, come get it at the post office. I go to the post office. They're like, oh, sorry, the mail guy still has your package in his truck. If you can track him down, you can get your package. I'm like, what? Come on,
Don't
man.
you hate that?
He shows up to my house around 5. The event's gonna be over by then. I'm not gonna drive around the neighborhood trying to track down this guy. So unfortunately I couldn't pick up any of the extra stuff that you sent me, but at least we'll have it for next time.
Now, if they'd had
Overall,
those
I was
Randy
successful.
nudes, if they'd had those Randy nudes, you'd have went to go find them, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Let's move on, shall we? Emiya, what did you get this week?
It's very similar to you. I got really lucky, and I walked into a Target at random. Target I'd never been to in my life, and sure enough, the first thing looking at me on the pegs was a Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
I was just like, oh my god, the boss, you know.
The boss herself.
Yeah, the boss herself. So I made sure to pick up Sasha, and after that I went to a True, and I saw Finn Balor, so I bought that and I stole the belt, you know, and I put the NXT belt on him for now because there's no Samoa Joe. So
Right.
I went to this hobby place by my house, and they had like these like assembly Maisto bikes. They're like 1/12 scale bikes. I'm sure you guys know Maisto pretty well, and that they do 1/12 scale bikes. And these were assembly though. You kind of put them together, and these are sick looking bikes. And they were really cheap. They were like $11 each. So I bought a couple of those. What else did I get? I fucking had to get new pieces for my absorbing man because the legs got stuck to the fucking body and got fused on, so I had to fucking get new pieces for that from a Target. That was annoying. I've been finding a lot of stuff at Ross lately. I found a bunch of those fucking Magic the Gathering figures again for like it was either $3.99 or like $4.99.
Yeah.
They can't give those away.
They were dirt cheap. I bought those in a second. You know, Magic the Gathering fan. You know, I had to take them.
Oh yeah, you played?
Oh yeah, man. I still have decks and stuff like that.
Nice.
I used to play back in high school.
Yeah, I used to play tournaments in middle school too.
Oh yeah, man. That game is the shit.
Oh yeah.
I had to show support, you know, for the Planeswalkers. You know, even when they were in stores, man, I cleared out everything every store around me had just to hopefully make it better, but it didn't work whatsoever.
Yeah, I did the same with apes. Nothing ever changed.
Yeah, and those Diamond Select DC figures been hitting, the Gotham ones. So far, I've only found Jim Gordon, but I got Jim Gordon. He was like $9.99 or something like that, and I found a couple of Transformers. I found I think the name pronunciation is Jyaxis. I found Jyaxis.
Jaxus.
Jaxus. Yeah.
It's supposed to mean G-Axus because it was created when they were canceling the G2 comic, and it was kind of like an inside joke that it's supposed to be a play on the words G-Axus. So G-Axis. Yeah, he was like the main protagonist of the G2 comic when Simon Furman was writing it.
Yeah, I found him for like it was like
it's the Starscream remote, right?
Yeah, the one on the Starscream.
Yes, it's a star. It's that body. It's the
that's
that Starscream. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that for like $4 or $5.99.
Or was it the Megatron? Was it the Megatron or Starscream?
It was Starscream.
Starscream. Yeah, it's the micro-condensate Starscream.
It's the orange one.
Yeah. No. What the body?
The body's it's the same body. It's the same.
It's the same body, right? The same body as the micro-condensate.
It's the Seeker. Yeah, it's the Seeker.
Yeah. Okay.
What else did I fucking get?
Hey Rick, did you send me those things from Hobby Lobby?
Nigga, you gotta pay for that shit first.
I didn't know you had them already.
No, not yet. I got some stuff from Boog. He sent me, you know, the care package. That was cool. We had a free comic book day. I was out with JC for free comic book day, and there was these comic book artists doing sketches for people, so that was pretty cool. Went and did that. We were supposed to meet up with David Walton, but like I think one of his kids had like some kind of problem or something like that. He couldn't come out with us, so he ended up staying wherever he was at. I got those Street Fighter cell phone stands. I don't know if you guys seen those. It's like Chun-Li's kicking, and that keeps up your phone. Or like Ryu and Ken are like trying to hold up your phone like while getting squished. There's like a squished Guile. There's like a long-armed Dalsim holding up your phone, so that was cool. I got the Goku to finish off the Father-Son Kamehameha set from Dramatical Showcase. I got that. I also at Ross I found a bunch of random Game of Thrones figures, so I just bought those too because they were same price as the fucking Magic ones. They're like $4.99 or like $3.99 or something like that. So I bought those too. I think that's probably all I've had. I haven't gotten a package from Japan yet, so I've not gotten anything from there. Like from Ami at least, I've not gotten anything from them yet. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've gotten. What about you, Emiya?
I got a lot of stuff actually in the past couple of weeks, but I can't remember all the stuff that I got. It was like some like third-party Transformers, and I got some of that stuff that you got too, like the cell phone stands, the Street Fighter ones, those comical ones. I got the Goku for the Father Son Kamehameha, the dramatic showcase, season 1. I also got, what else did I get? A couple of Hot Toys came in too. But it's hard to keep track sometimes. I don't open them right away to check them sometimes, so I always get mixed up because they come out in Hong Kong usually a month before. So then when they come out here, I don't remember if it's the one. I feel like I've had it already. If that makes any sense. I feel like I own it already, but I just don't have it yet. It's not in hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense. What else did I get? I think the new wave of the U.S. Tamashi stock for some items came in. So mostly like Saint Seiya and Gundam, stuff like that. What else? And besides that, I got a bunch of garage kits from the recent hobby show. Garage kits are like, figure kits that you put together. You have to paint it and everything and pin it and do it in your garage. That's why they're called garage kits. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, I got other stuff, but nothing comes to mind at the moment. Someone sold me a Quicksilver Hot Toys, like a Quicksilver and a what was the other one? He said he sold me 2, but I literally got them for like $100 each, brand new.
Wow.
Well, that Quicksilver's really
Quicksilver and another one. It's another Age of Ultron one. I don't remember which one. Oh, I got Ultron too. I did get Ultron.
Yeah, I saw the review for Ultron. I don't like that figure, man. I don't like the way it came out, man. It looks weird. The face I didn't like. The face for me.
You don't like it?
Huh?
You don't like the Hot Toys Ultron?
I didn't like the way it looked. Like something looked off to me. I looked at it and then I went and broke out the Revoltech Ultron, and I love the way the Revoltech Ultron looks, especially the face.
Maybe you like the fact that the Revoltech one looks more dynamic than the
It looks,
one.
but it's the face too, though. The face on the Revoltech one is more menacing and.
It's more dynamic. It's more exaggerated, so it looks meaner. And a little more like it's glaring more harder than.
He looks menacing, no question about it. The Hot Toys one looks real docile. He looks real.
It looks like the CG, like they sent the CG over to Hot Toys and they basically printed it out and then used their sculptors to refine it. That's probably how it was. Probably.
Yeah, but even I don't know, something about the proportions of it too looked kind of weird. I don't know, man.
Honestly, I think it's pretty accurate. I mean, I'm not that big of a fan of Ultron, the movie version. I just kind of got it because generally I get most. I think I have all the villains pretty much. And they're not gonna. I don't think they're really gonna. It was odd that they did. It's all plastic too. There's no die cast.
Really?
Yeah, it's all plastic. He's all plastic. He's not part of the die-cast line.
He looks like the movie Ultron, though.
Yeah. I think it's pretty accurate.
He looks like him.
He's screen accurate. Yeah. He's screen accurate.
It's a massive figure though. That shit's huge though.
Well, I think the scale of the Hot Toys one is pretty good. I think he's pretty much the size he's supposed to be.
No, yeah, he's supposed to be like 9 feet tall, basically.
Yeah. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's one of those things that, like I said, I'm not really a big fan necessarily of the character of Ultron, but I mean, it's definitely just grabbed it. It's pretty nice. It's not bad. It has a lot of lights, pretty good, movement and stuff like that. It's not bad. I actually opened that one. I wanted to make sure because usually figures like that, like Ultron or like Ironmonger or like any of those like Ed 209, any of those like very robotic Hot Toys figures, you always want to check those like as soon as you get them because there might be some problem, like maybe they misassembled something wrong or there might be a cracking joint or something like that. So I opened that one like right away to make sure nothing's broken. But if it's like a dude in a suit, it's you're usually okay, but you still want to check it anyway. So.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. And I forgot what's the other figure. It was Quicksilver and someone else. I got them both for $200. It's really great deal.
Yeah, that was a steal.
Yeah. So I don't remember who the other one was. It was another one. I don't remember who the fuck it was. Was it Vision? Might have been Vision. Might have been Vision because I didn't order Vision either. I just kind of just bought them because they're just the guy was just I think he just really needed money. So.
Now that Vision figure really doesn't look like Vision in my opinion. That's the one I had the problem with.
I think the problem with that Vision is it seems like it was based off concept artwork, and they changed it between the time they sent them the concept artwork to the time when the figure was pretty much being done. I think they tweaked it a bit, but it wasn't enough that they fixed it to make it 100% screen accurate. But that's considered a pretty decent figure. I'm curious what the Civil War one will be like, because he doesn't really look any different. So he'll probably just come with different accessories and stuff like that.
We shall see.
Yeah. All right. I guess move on to the topics.
Moving on.
Somebody's welcome.
Yeah, that's Emiya, like always.
All right. So
Rick, lead us in.
since we had that fucking week off, we weren't able to touch on the big topic right now in the comic world, and it's fucking Civil War. So, what did everyone think of it? Boog?
I saw it. Shout out to my man B Brandosaurus Rex because I had tickets for. We had bought our tickets like a month in advance, obviously, like everybody does. But we had tickets for Sunday, which was Mother's Day, and I wasn't sure if we were gonna actually do something with my mom or what was going on. So it was kind of stupid, and it was at 7 o'clock at night on Sunday, so it was just like really stupid. But my man B had hit me up on Wednesday night and was like, "Yo, I got 2 extra tickets for IMAX tomorrow." Well, was it Thursday night? I guess it was Thursday night he hit me up. Yeah, Thursday night. So for that Friday, he was like, "I got 2 extra tickets for noon for the IMAX or whatever." He was like, "So if you and your girl want to go, me and my girl is going or whatever." So I was like, "All right, cool." So we went to IMAX, saw the movie in IMAX. I actually played hooky from work for a few hours and then went back to work after the movie. But yeah, the movie was amazing, man. It was great. It was a great viewing experience to see it in IMAX and in 3D and all of that. It looked phenomenal. I thought the fight scenes were tremendous. I thought the choreography on the fight scenes was great. I thought Captain America did his thing just like in the Winter Soldier movie. I mean, everybody had great moments. I thought I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now on dude's real name, but what's the dude's name that plays Black Panther?
Chadwick something.
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman.
Boseman, there you go. So I thought he did a phenomenal job. I thought his accent was spot on. I mean, not that we really know what a Wakandan accent sounds like, but it sounded like a authentic South African accent of some sort. I thought it didn't seem forced. It didn't seem anything. His demeanor was on point. Everything was just on point with Black Panther. I thought Spider-Man was 100% on point. I thought Tom Holland did an excellent job. I mean, you couldn't recognize any hint of his accent when he was doing the Peter Parker voice. If you didn't know, you wouldn't be able to tell that he was British or English or whatever. So I think he did an amazing job. I think how they introduced Spider-Man was great. He had a decent amount of screen time, more screen time than I really expected as Peter Parker and then as Spider-Man. And all of the Spider-Man bits were amazing, man. It was a really well done movie. Probably I don't even know what my gripes are. Probably the gripes that I have is little nitpicky shit. But one thing that really stood out to me, because I saw it in IMAX and then I saw it twice on bootleg, which was a fucking clear ass bootleg too.
Yeah, that bootleg we have is the fucking clearest bootleg I've ever fucking seen. And the audio is And the audio isn't shit either. We got perfect audio.
Right. I'm not sure if well, JP hooked us up, but Al Chang actually put me on to a different one. I'm not sure if it was the same copy or what, but it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I had got that through Dropbox and hooked up the Mac to my TV and watched the shit on the TV, and the shit looked it looked almost as good as the fucking theater. But I forgot what the hell I was saying. I got sidetracked. But yeah, the movie was fucking amazing. Oh, the one thing that I thought, the minor gripe that I had, the one thing that was just kind of nuts to me was the chase scene with Black Panther, Captain America, and Winter Soldier. Like, I don't know what type of shit they was on. Like the speeds of each one of them was just a little off the charts. The scene right before that, the building scene, all of that shit was dope as fuck. But when they got to running on the highway and shit, they was reaching a little bit with that shit. I thought that was probably my only gripe, and I didn't really like the ending. It seemed like they just kind of like they didn't really play it up as much as they could have, as far as like the intensity and how like real and important the fight was. Like they was kind of taking it easy on each other in the fight and shit too. And it just kind of ended where it was just like they just forgot about it. It didn't seem like it was like going to be any real consequences though. Like I don't know. That seemed weird to me. But the action was fucking phenomenal, man. I thought the movie was great. I'd give it a 8.5 out of 10, I guess. Maybe a 9 out of 10.
I think to speak on what you just said, I really think it's open for a second Civil War. I mean, I don't know if that's the thing going around and people say, yeah, it's going to be another movie, but I really think that there's going to be a part 2, maybe not a Captain America movie, but I really think the Civil War is going to continue in another movie. I just don't see how they're just going to end it.
They could, because I mean it's basically what they doing is kind of leading into that time, into the time period in the comic books after the Civil War when, the New Avengers was being hunted and like, they was still rounding up unregistered heroes and shit. They could definitely explore that avenue a bit more, no question about it.
I mean, I think that the movie was pretty weak. No, I'm just playing. But
I'm gonna say, man,
I just made everybody super pissed in those comments.
Yeah, man, I liked it a lot, man. I didn't even care about the chase scene.
No?
I mean, it went across my head the first time I seen it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I didn't want to say anything the last time we were on the chat, but the whole chase scene or whatever. Plus, they used that part pretty much in the was it an Audi commercial?
Yeah, and
whatever it was.
Trailer, like they pretty much everybody saw that fucking
Right.
scene.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's dramatic effect. You talking about a superhero movie, man? I pretty much seen the movie. I was like, this shit is just, it kept me on edge. Like I said, my girl liked it. That counts a lot with certain shit because she don't know shit about comics. She thinks she knows. She don't know a goddamn thing. And she like I always say, she liked fucking Liv Snyder's Sabretooth. So, you know what I mean? Like, and she like Topher Grace Venom. So it was like, yeah. But I liked it a lot, man. I mean, I don't even think that I don't think the ending was bad. I think that if I had a gripe about the movie, I didn't. I don't know. Are we spoiling this thing or what?
I mean,
oh yeah, this is enough time, man.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't like the fact of how quick Black Widow switched sides. I don't know. It was just without cause. Then she just disappeared. I mean, that's what she do. But I mean, I mean, she went. She talked to Stark, and of course, the whole thing about T'Challa told Ross what she did, and then she just disappeared. Like,
I mean, I thought about that too, but like, really, that's her character.
I mean, you would at least thought she would. I don't know. I mean, it didn't bother me, but it just noticed like, damn, where did she go? But you're right about like Spider-Man. Yeah, he was perfect, man. I enjoyed him. He's one of those characters where, like Tony Stark. I actually like Tony Stark. Well, as Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, I like him better than Iron Man. Same thing with Tom Holland. I liked him as Peter Parker so much. I mean, he was cool as Spider-Man. Definitely annoying. So I mean, he fit the character 100% or whatever. But I like the way they made Falcon step up. Hey, all his parts were really nice.
Yeah,
And
all his parts were nice. Definitely.
they underplayed Crossbones, but I liked him. I really fucking like Crossbones. I really think that he's definitely not gone. I mean, he's got to come back or whatever. I think they did him right. I know a lot of people were complaining about him, but I've always said this. This is one of those things where people argue about Batman versus Captain America, and you bring up the fact that Captain America's super soldier, and a lot of people try to say that he's not a superhero when in reality, let's be honest, he's kicking trucks and shit. I mean, he's a superhero. But I never understood how Crossbones was able to hold his own against Captain America.
Right. Yeah. In the comic books, it makes no sense. Right.
I mean, and I always tell people here it is. I mean, Crossbones. I mean, Bane. Batman can't technically whoop Bane. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, here it is. He's fighting Captain America, and Crossbones is coming in there and beating his ass. It just didn't make any sense to me or whatever. So when they, the whole part how they finished him off and shit was, as far as Cap beating him and everything, that was pretty cool, man. I really liked the character and shit.
That whole opening sequence was fucking money, man. Even how they worked together, the whole tactical aspect of it. I really liked I thought it was mad cool the way they used Scarlet Witch's powers in that opening scene when she took out the smoke and all of that, and when she pushed Cap up through the window, and just the teamwork aspect of them using their powers together, and the shit was very well done, man.
She was Scarlet Witch was definitely a lot less corny.
Yeah,
than she was in Ultra. Yeah. I liked her a lot more, but I mean, let's be honest. On what though? Vision wasn't real pimpish with his fucking sweater and his fucking.
He's rocking that sweater.
I seen that shit. I said, I'll be damned.
That was one person I got.
I like how they switched to him too, because they're in that action scene and that really tense not courtroom, the debriefing where the general's talking about signing the accords, and all of a sudden it's a super tense scene. And then it changes, and you got fucking Vision cooking in a sweater, just like that. Oh man, I died.
But he's one of those fucking Frasier type dudes and shit.
Right, anyway. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. Yeah, he's fucking Frasier.
Yeah. That's his personality, right? That's funny.
Yeah, but overall, man,
they played him though a little bit, his power set and shit though. They, especially in the airport scene, he could have took out all of them motherfuckers, really.
Yeah, but I think that you got to realize the type of dude he is. Of course he knows. He could have came down there and pretty much incinerated their asses. But you know what? Speaking of that quickly, so you can move somebody else. The scene where Rhodey's telling Vision we need you to take out the jetpack for Falcon, and then he misses obviously. He takes out Rhodey. But imagine if he would have hit Falcon. Look what happened to Rhodey. Just imagine he would have hit fucking Falcon, man. I was telling my girl, I'm like, man, how the fuck is Tony mad? What are you supposed to do? Stand still and get hit? Fuck this.
He just looks at him like, why didn't you just let him hit you?
Right, hey, Rhodey crashed into the ground and lost his fucking legs. What the fuck would have happened to fucking Falcon?
Yeah, and Rhodey is wearing a thick super suit.
Right.
This dude Falcon don't even got sleeves.
Word.
Right. Right.
Hey, this dude.
Hey, when Tony hit him though with the repulsor though, man, that was kind of
that was great.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
I did like that Scarlet Witch had a special connection with Vision's gem. So she was kind of the one that was dealing with him because she could control that gem because her powers came from that. So it was cool that they paired the two of them up, not just romantically and putting those seeds a little bit, but also they kind of complement each other when it comes to combat too.
Man, whatever they do, they need to keep the Russo brothers on for all of that choreography, all of the fight scenes and shit.
Wow, hell yeah.
Hand-to-hand shit. If they got rid of the Russo brothers, that would be the fucking dumbest thing they could ever do, man. They better keep those.
I mean, they've got him for the next 2 Avengers flicks, so we should be good there. The guys can handle an ensemble for sure.
Better fucking pay those guys whatever they fucking ask for.
Those are the 2 best Marvel movies.
Basically.
I don't know who directed them. I mean, I don't really care too much about directors and writers and that shit. I don't be caring about that shit. But I noticed, I'm like, out of all the Marvel movies I've watched, Winter Soldier and Civil War were the two best, and besides Deadpool, which that's a Fox movie, but
I mean, they do so well with the fight scenes, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. It's really brings you into that comic book feel and shit. Like you really feel like it's pages out of the comic books the way they do it, and they make it look official too. It doesn't look over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, except that.
I mean, if you're smiling when you're watching the movie anyway, you know that somebody did some shit good.
Yeah, no doubt.
I was smiling the whole time. That's for sure. Everything was just so enjoyable. I mean,
it was.
Overall, I mean, I really liked the movie. Obviously, it was definitely worth the hype. One thing I will say that I have to take back that I said earlier in previous episodes was that I heard that the villain wasn't very strong. But fuck that, dude. The villain was sick in this movie.
Yes.
He didn't even have to be some powerhouse or whatever. His plan was, I mean, maybe a little conveniently, put together, but overall, we had that red herring with the reveal of the other Winter Soldiers that ended up, you thought they were going to be some kind of army for him, but no, he just executed all of them. That was a great reveal. I mean, the villain overall was, while not overly present, when he was present, like he had presence. He commanded the action.
He ended up being better than what's her name? That's for sure.
Strucker?
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah, most definitely.
At least
was he better than Strucker's son from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh my God, dude!
Werner?
Werner von Strucker, that's right.
Hey, but a lot of people were talking about Zemo and they were saying like, oh man, he's in there for nothing. I'm like, crazy. You already see he's about to be on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
again, I take that back, man. I was very surprised by the villain. It was good. He didn't have to be some badass, but I mean, he really, like, his plan really came together. He fucked them up, really. I mean, everything was so. And were you guys surprised by the December 1991 reveal, or from the first time you heard it, you were like, oh wait, I know where they're going with this?
No, yeah, that took me by surprise. I wasn't making a connection at all.
Because I remember.
Just to sound cool, I'm gonna say I knew.
I do remember from Iron Man 1 in the opening, montage where they're talking about Tony Stark and how he took over the Stark Industries, and the line that they use in that was for when his parents die is like December blank 1991, the passing of a Titan or whatever. So I've seen Iron Man like a ton of times, obviously. So there's parts of the dialogue that stick with you. But even if you don't remember that, they sort of hinted at it in Winter Soldier when Arnim Zola was saying like, oh, accidents happen, and then he flashes to the news clipping of the parents.
As soon as they showed Robert Downey saying goodbye to his parents, I was like, at the time I didn't know the extent that it was gonna go because I didn't know that his mom was gonna. I didn't know that his mom was gonna be involved at the time. I didn't know the scene that well. I just thought it was only gonna be his dad. I thought, oh, Winter Soldier killed Robert Downey's dad, and then when I was like, oh shit, he actually killed his mom too. That's what hit me.
Right.
I didn't think he killed his mom. I just kind of thought, oh, they don't explain Tony's mom or something like that. I just thought that the dad was gonna die. I didn't think anything of the mom. And then, when it came down to it, it's like, oh shit, well, he fucking killed the mom too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only when I saw, in the beginning when he's doing that thing and you see his past, I just thought like, oh shit, bet Winter Soldier killed his dad. I didn't even think about the mom. I was like, oh shit.
Right. The car crash thing for his parents. Say what?
I said, Tony didn't give a damn about the dad. You heard what he said? He killed my mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, the way he delivered that line, though, was fucking, that was heart-wrenching. That was so much more of a dramatic moment than anything that happened in Batman v Superman as far as, the big emotional reveal.
When he said that, I was like, oh my God.
It was handled right, and it had the right levity and the right, not levity, depth behind it, man. Like you could feel that he believed everything. Like the way he delivers that the son of a bitch killed my mom line. Like that was powerful, man. And I mean, I would say that I didn't like, I guess the way it ended. Like as soon as Cap, he's got Iron Man on the ground and he's about to almost stab him with the shield like at his throat, and he puts the shield down and then he walks away while Iron Man's like, hey, you don't deserve that shield. My dad made that shield, whatever. Like that was another good moment, but I didn't like how it just kind of ended right there.
He was defeated, man.
Kind of some petty shit though. It was
Right.
funny though at the same time. Like, give me back that shit. My dad made that.
Hey, he was defeated. He didn't have, and that was, you know what I got from that? He had nothing fucking else that he could. Captain America already beat his ass.
Right.
I mean, it was over for him. He ain't have nothing else. It was, hey, give me that shield,
But there was no big.
Like, you know,
What I'm saying is there was no big like it's over moment. It was
Boog,
just kind of
two
over.
dudes arguing, and the woman like, give me my beer. Give me my beer.
Yeah, that shit could have been anything. It could have been a basketball, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. That's just
that shit's
that's
funny.
what it was. It was just the only thing he could even think about saying was, "Fuck it, give me the shield."
Yeah, man, that's you. That's you getting in a fight with your friend at his birthday party and going like, "Give me back my cake."
Word.
Right. Anything. Like, you can't leave with shit. Give me that party bag back. But you know, I mean, let's be honest. We already know Black Panther's going to give him a shield.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Right.
no doubt he's going to develop him a shield. We might even see they might flip around on us and make him the creator of the actual energy shield.
Well,
That'd be cool.
we've seen the photon shield already.
Yeah,
Wait.
well,
We have.
Yeah, we've seen
Guess
it in
where?
we've seen it
In
in
Agents of Shield, we've seen the energy shield.
Really?
oh man, I ain't talking about that shit. I mean, for real. I ain't no telling what the hell
we've
Black
seen it,
Panther's
though.
going to give him.
No, I think that Black Panther is going to give Bucky the new arm. The new vibranium arm. I think that'd be
Yeah,
kind of
but
cool.
Captain America needs a shield. What are you going to do?
Right,
Run
right,
around with no
right.
shield?
In addition to that, though, I think he's going to outfit Bucky, too. He's kind of going to be the new...
the photon shield. There's no reason why they would show that off in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if they weren't going to use it in the movie. It almost seemed kind of oddly convenient. It was literally like a week or two before, right?
Right.
They showed it. So I'm assuming he does have the photon shield for a while. It's always been shown that in the Marvel Universe that Captain America's shield is like a special thing. It can't just be easily reproduced.
No doubt.
That's what makes it Captain America's shield. I mean, he's had other shields and they break up and they're not they don't stand the test of time, but that particular shield is the one that
I mean, what's special about it? Because if it's the metal, I mean, Black Panther has it on.
I'm assuming it must also be the way it's engineered. It's probably not just the metal, it's not just the material. There's something special about the shield.
Yeah, I mean, you even hear Spider-Man comment on it, like, man, that shield doesn't obey the laws of physics. What's the deal?
Yeah. That was a little bit of a Deadpool moment for him. It felt like he was breaking the fourth wall and thinking for the audience,
Have they announced who's going to be what's going to be the premise for the Black Panther movie? Like, who's going to be the antagonist? Who's going to be the villain? And anything?
I'm waiting for that Andy Serkis casting because he's got to be back, right?
He's got to be back, no question.
I mean, Andy Serkis is one of the best character actors of our time, so I need him in this movie.
Just my opinion, but Michael B. Jordan being cast in Black Panther is a fucking waste.
Yeah.
What a terrible.
Yeah, what do you think he's gonna play?
Hey, he could be there's a gang of fucking characters he could play.
He's gonna be Black Friend number 3.
No, I guarantee he's going to be somebody that's more like.
What if he's Manny?
Man, I'm telling you this, man. If he's gonna be another waste like Idris Elba, what a disappointment.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean,
Michael B. Jordan he's that dude right now.
Oh, dude,
As far as young
that's
black
why
actors go, he's
I
that
want
dude.
him. I want that dude as a fucking hero. I don't.
Yeah.
He's
I think he might be tired of playing the hero or tired of playing I mean, when you really look at his career, he's been either that good guy or he's been that fucking victim his whole life. Even back when he started on The Wire.
yeah.
I mean, even though he was selling drugs, you really felt sorry for Wallace. You know what I mean? When they killed him and everything, it's like, oh man, you killed dude, man. I mean, maybe it's just
Fruitvale Station too.
To be a bad guy, man, or be somebody who can actually lash out.
They said he's going to be a villain, though, didn't they?
I can see it. I mean, he's been training boxing and everything. They can get him out there and do some shit, man.
I don't think they specified anything. I think the whole villain thing is just speculation.
Yeah.
I don't think they
do
anything.
I
You
mean,
did get the girl from Dear White People on there.
who's Black Panther's villains? Obviously, Claw.
Man-Ape.
Man-Ape. Who else?
What's his name?
Man, oh my gosh, right.
No, there's a
Michael B. Jordan for Man-Ape. Hashtag it.
Please, no.
he has a one villain. It's like something kill something. Eric Killmonger.
I don't know.
The Killmonger. Oh, dude, you know what's a cool villain you could have that ties into the Spider-Man universe? Have fucking Rhino.
Oh.
Oh, you know
That
what
could
he's
be
gonna
cool.
be? He's gonna be Johnny Storm.
Oh, what?
Dude, can you imagine?
God. Um,
I think my man Dre had mentioned this before, but I know it's not really a Black Panther villain, but it would be dope if they had Craven in there in some type of way and shit. My man Dre had mentioned that a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that'd be
That
cool.
would tie in.
He fits in really good.
That would be a fucking amazing fight.
Yeah,
yeah,
that actually would fit in really well.
ooh,
Speaking of amazing
you know who
fights.
would be cool? You know who would be cool to have as Michael B. Jordan B. I don't remember his name. It's like something Wolf. Um, it's like he's T'Challa's like adopted crazy ass brother or something like that. He's like a really like fucked up in the head dude, and so he had like this like whole bad history. I don't remember like fully, but I remember reading some of it, and that would be cool to have him be T'Challa's adopted brother. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, they don't. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I honestly don't. I'm kind of with you on the Michael B. Jordan shit. I don't want to see him play like any major role and be able to fuck up the movie. Honestly, like I don't know, man. You know, I like some of his shit. Obviously, I liked him back on the wire. I like the latest Rocky movie was surprisingly good, and like you know, I don't know though. I don't want to. I don't know if I want to see him play any like lead roles though in the VP movie though. I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. He's a pretty good actor, man. I mean, I haven't seen a movie that he's done bad in. I'm not saying the movies he played, like he's had great movies, but he doesn't play an actual, you know, his acting isn't bad.
Yeah, his acting isn't bad. You're right. You're right. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just something, man. I don't know, man. He's in fucking excellent shape. That's for sure.
Just hate black people.
Hashtag keep down the black man.
Yeah.
Right.
Self-hate. It's real.
Yeah. So my thoughts on Civil War. It was fucking great. You know, Spider-Man was fucking incredible.
Love him.
It's no question. It is. I mean, Spider-Man is always very similar, but it's no question. You know, very heavily based on Ultimate Spider-Man. Even the layout of his apartment looked a lot like Ultimate Spider-Man apartment. The young, attractive Aunt May. You know, Ultimate Spider-Man. It was fucking great, man. There was nothing really that I disliked about it. I wasn't. I'm gonna be, you know, very, you know, not liked for the comment, but I was not a fan. You know, from the get-go, you could ask Emiya. I was never a fan of Crossbones. I didn't like him in this either.
You a hater.
I did not like that Crossbones. I like a really fucking big and physically imposing Crossbones. That's my only problem. The look of him is not bad or anything like that. You know, I don't think his look is bad or anything. I just like physically, I want Crossbones to be fucking huge. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, at least, you know, when he's keeping up with Captain America, he's fucking huge. He's a giant, man. This dude's like 7 feet tall, super ripped.
I was very sad that you said that.
Oh man, I'm breaking his heart, man.
Yeah, I was kind of ashamed to see him go so early on in the flick, but I did like that cold open with them having to deal with, you know, the sort of low-level threat, and then it sparks off all this chain of events.
He's not
that leads
going
to the
anywhere,
words.
man.
Yeah, I agree that he's definitely not gone. If anything, it's just going to be even more enhancements on this fucker. And
He's
like,
going to be even more burned up.
Yeah, more burned up, man. Now he's Freddy.
Oh,
100%
man.
Freddy.
Hey, you know what's probably they're gonna go with that? Maybe they're probably gonna like burn all of his nerve endings and shit. So it's probably just not gonna feel the pain Cap gives to him.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Giant Man was fucking incredible.
Yes.
Yep.
I love Giant Man. You know, one of my favorite heroes in the comics is Hank Pym. I mean, this is Scott Lang, but you know, just seeing that hero in there was great. The scene was really well done. I love the whole reference to Star Wars. I wish he would have just said Star Wars, but you know, it was cool to see the reference. And you know, when he got his ass beat, and he just did that whole, does anybody have any orange slices?
Right.
Well, that scene had me dying. Anybody have any orange slices? Scarlet Witch was done really well here. I like the Vision a lot too in this one.
Yeah, when he goes through Giant Man, he's like, "Oh, something went through me."
There's a guy inside me. You know.
Which is, I mean, just great writing, because earlier on he's like, "Hey, you want to get to them, you got to go through me." Proceeds to go right through him.
Right.
I
Right.
love that shit.
Zemo was fucking great. Anybody
Right.
that this is probably one of the best villains they've ever done because for the simple fact that they didn't fucking kill this guy. He was really well done, and he didn't fucking just disappear. He's still around. He was really methodical. Very smart dude. Even someone that could understand that physically I'm not going to be able to beat all of you, but I can think of a way to get you all against each other. It was great. Really, really smart villain. I'm glad he's still alive. Hopefully, we have Hydra recruit him. The head of Hydra just died not too long ago.
Yeah, Gideon Malik.
Yeah, Gideon.
Did you
died.
watch the episode after Civil War premiered?
Yeah,
the one this past week.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't really tie it in all that much. It was mostly a case of like, hey, some stuff happened, but we can't deal with that right now. We've got to focus on Hive.
Yeah, I mean they were trying to make all of their Inhumans register.
Right, that too.
They did do that. It was good enough. That the Civil War was a very personal film to the heroes, so tying it into Shield wasn't gonna be that easy. So doing the whole thing where all your Inhumans need to register was pretty much going to be the way, I guess, that would be the best way to do it.
It was a good episode though. They had a good bait and switch with the general guy.
Oh fuck yeah, man! And dude, Lash, crazy.
Right.
Crazy Lash.
Finally got the payoff for Lash, but not really worth it. I think they should have kept him around a little longer, but I can see why they had to kill him.
Yeah, he would have easily solved their problems. So they had to have
MacGuffin, if you will.
Yeah, they had to have him die, sadly. Yeah, man, the fucking film was great. I can't wait for more. That Peter, incredible. I can't wait for the movie next year. The Spider-Man movie, whatever it may be, Vulture, whoever the fuck they're rumoring is gonna be the villain. I'm fucking watching it, 100%. I know a lot of my friends are like, man, I don't want to see no flashbacks of before he's a hero. I just want to see him now. I personally like this Peter so much that I don't give a shit what they put on the screen. I'm gonna watch it 1,000%. It could be 2 years before this dude even gets a power, and I'm watching that damn movie.
Yeah, they're gonna have to touch on origin of the powers just a little bit. They're gonna have.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah.
Just do it in a flashback in the opening credits, like they did for Incredible Hulk. Because everybody fucking knows how the Hulk's origin is. Everybody watched the Bill Bixby show. Everybody's seen something of Hulk. Same thing with fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man's way more mainstream than Hulk.
He's literally the most recognizable character on the face of the earth.
Right. I mean, that's the big cliche is, when I called into a radio show once because they were asking, how do you become a super delegate or whatever? And I was like, well, you get bit by a radioactive delegate, and that's how you become a super delegate. It's like the cliche of how you become a superhero is you get bitten by a radioactive blank. That came from Spider-Man. Everybody fucking knows that. You don't need to show it. You don't need to spend 20 minutes of screen time on it. Like I said, just do it in a quick little sequence during the credits.
From the time you're like 2 or 3 years old, you know who fucking Spider-Man is, Superman is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's embedded.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought the film was great. I've watched it many times, thanks to that bootleg that we have. So, my rating, probably like a 9.5 out of 10. Pretty great.
Yeah, I got to say at least a 9 too. I said 8.5, but it was a fucking phenomenal movie, man.
What do you think of the film, Emiya? What are your thoughts on all of this?
Real quick, just one complaint that I wouldn't really call it anything wrong with the movie. It's something I would have liked to see is something tying into the cosmic universe, because we know we've had a lot of hints of it in previous flicks, and I know this one was more personal and more Earth story, but a little bit of advancement in that storyline would have been good.
Yeah, I didn't like the end credit scenes. They didn't really do much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything spectacular at all. Like,
they could have ended the actual movie, not the mid-credit scene, could have been that Black Panther in Wakanda with the Avengers scene.
Yeah,
And then
basically
they could have put an actual, like, teaser end credit scene at some point.
something. They should have introduced another character or gave us a Thanos shot or something, man.
Right.
But
That's all I wanted.
That's just to go ahead on and satisfy some urge you guys got to see some other shit. They don't gotta give you motherfuckers nothing. They just bring out the new movie. You be surprised what they bring, and y'all gonna go see it.
you know what? One other thing that I thought was a little bit weak was, when they blew up Crossbones and shit, and they blew up the building and shit. Obviously that was a play on how the Civil War and the comics got started. Although it was a totally different thing, it was still an explosion, but a bunch of kids had got blown up. If you never read the comics and you've been under a rock, you don't know. There was a villain. There was a group of superheroes called the what the hell's the name of the team? New Warriors, and
they were filming their
a reality show, right? Which I thought was like really really cool, in terms of the times that we in and shit like that. Like I thought that was spot on. They were filming a reality show about where they basically hunt down supervillains and shit. It's basically like cops with superheroes and supervillains and shit. So one of the dudes that they were pursuing is a supervillain called Nitro, who can like blow himself up and reemerge as himself, basically. So long story short, he blew up a school or a park near a school or some shit and blew up a bunch of kids, and that's how they started the talks for the Registration Act and shit. Like, all right, these guys are out of control, blah blah blah. So the way they did it in the movie, though, I didn't feel like it had that much. It wasn't as intense as the comic book. Like, you didn't care about the people that got blown up that much, really. Like,
right. I agree. They should have shown some people inside the building first, because it pretty much just happened. And she goes up and brings Crossbone up into the air and blows up, and then it's like, oh shit, there was a building there. They didn't establish the building first and make you care about anyone inside. So it was just like,
I don't think they used the intensity at all. I don't even think they were going for that. It was just the fact that it wasn't so much as that they needed you to say, damn, these people died. They needed you to really be on board, because it's like, look, this shit just keeps happening. New York almost got tore down. Sokovia got tore down. Washington, D.C. got tore down. Like how like, everywhere you guys go, you make a goddamn mess.
Right.
No, just a note on that real quick, Pharaoh. I did. Just a quick note on that. I did like how Thunderbolt Ross is schooling all these guys on all the destruction they cause, but he completely glosses over the fact that he fed a unregistered super soldier serum to a guy and destroyed half of Harlem. Like, he just totally glossed over that. 100% his doing.
You just took it. I was about to go there, because what my girl said was, she was like, isn't that the guy who the Hulk wanted to bite his head off over the daughter? I'm like, yeah, okay, because he was on Capitol bullshit in his whole movie. You know what I'm saying? So you're right about that. Like, you turn around and made the abomination, but you didn't just mention Harlem at all, right? Just fuck Harlem. So, you're right about that.
That is funny.
But they got to make shit fit. You got to give them a little wiggle room, man. Because you even to try to do it where it'd been like super intense, man, you'd have to see all these dead bodies. And like I said before, when we were talking about Superman versus Batman, that's just not the thing that Disney and Marvel is doing right now. I mean, they give you some killings or whatever, and I think they're pushing boundaries with the cursing. You know what I mean? I heard a lot more curse words in this movie, especially be a Disney movie. So
you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that, because to hear Spider-Man say "oh shit" straight up was like, oh shit, like
holy shit.
Like, yo, you would have think that he would have said something else, like, you know what I'm saying? But like that's
why it kind of reinforces the point I made about Spider-Man almost being the Deadpool fourth wall breaking character, but not really breaking fourth wall so much as speaking what the audience is thinking. Mm-hmm. When he says "holy shit," you the audience are thinking "holy shit." When he's saying, "Hey, that shield is a little wonky on its physics," that's him speaking for the audience again. So I like that aspect of Spider-Man.
But I mean, he's still a kid. I mean, what 15, 16-year-old kid ain't running around talking about old shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that the age we're in nowadays, man, it's just certain curse words is just what it is. And now you hear kids now saying bullshit to their parents or damn in front of their parents or something more than anything. Or what's up, bitches, and all that. That's just becoming a thing. I mean, my mom would have beat the hell out of me, but
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's just the thing. Not to even go back and talk about that Uncharted game, whatever. But it's a scene where I'm not going to spoil the game, but it's a certain child talking, and the first thing she says is bullshit. They're like, hey, watch your mouth. But
Hmm.
just to be able to say that in front of adults and feel it's okay, it's just a new I don't know.
It's just the age we in now, man. It's a little more accepted and shit, definitely.
All right. So, Emiya, what did you think of the film?
I think most of the noteworthy things have already been mentioned. As for myself, I think it was a very good film. There are flaws if you want to look for them, obviously. I mean, nothing's perfect. A lot of the complaints I generally see are generally involving that Spider-Man and all these other characters that were there that were not basically the main characters. Your Captain America, your Winter Soldier, your Black Panther, or your Iron Man, and I guess to some extent, basically, I guess other ones who had significant scenes in the movie. I think a lot of people felt that some of the characters didn't really play a huge role plot-wise, and they were complaining. A lot of guys I know a lot of film snobs, and they were basically saying that. I don't think that was really a big deal because I think those characters were essentially there for the fight, to have the fight, and also it's kind of like one of those things where in other movies you'll have these other supporting cast characters. Well, in this movie you had no supporting cast characters that were exclusive to that movie. They were just all other superheroes, which is nice because it makes so that's kind of like it feels like a universe. It feels like that these other characters do exist. They don't ignore it. So I think that's a good thing. The fight scenes and stuff like that were very good. For Crossbones, I think it was good to have him there. I don't think he's dead. Obviously, he's always a character you can keep around. It was kind of, I guess, an odd thing for a lot of people because especially in the Hot Toys community, where you're gonna be dropping $200 something on these figures. Guys are kind of shocked that he's getting a figure. Well, I mean, of course he's getting because he's a costume villain, right? But some guys were kind of taken aback that he was in the movie for so little. They were hoping that he would be in there more. Now, they kind of want to still buy the figure, but they don't really know if they want to buy the figure. It's that kind of thing. It's kind of conflicted now.
A fucking Crossbones figure's probably gonna look amazing now, man.
Well, we've already seen the figure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the prototype. I mean, they haven't put it up for the solicitation, but we've seen the figure already. It's been displayed at shows. It's one of actually been making its round around the shows for a while. And there was actually a magazine article, I think in Figure O, which showcased the figure's features and details and stuff. So, I mean, the figure already exists, the Hot Toys one. And it looks incredible. It looks just like the one in the movie. If you like that design, obviously, some people like Rick Dom here, he doesn't like the design.
No.
So, obviously, he's too short because, Frank Grillo is not a tall guy. So, he's a good actor, though. He's a good actor. Baron Zemo, I think, a lot of people prefer. I think the complaint really just comes down to the fact that a lot of people prefer costume villains. He was a villain that was basically a villain of an espionage thriller. That's pretty much, he was a guy who had a, basically petty, type guy who wanted to get revenge and stuff from, but has like all the espionage training and everything. He's basically a James Bond villain, essentially. And I think that's fine. I mean, obviously, they kept him alive. This could be the kind of like how Winter Soldier was kind of like Crossbones begins. This is kind of like Baron Zemo begins, sort of. So next time we see him, maybe, he can be in the costume. They can put him in a costume. So it's not to say that you can't do it. So, but I know some people they just like costume villains. I'm a huge fan, as far as characters go, I'm a huge fan of Captain America. It's odd for me because I'm a very pro-Japanese guy. But the character of Captain America I like, and I think for me, the story, their friendship of Bucky and Captain America was the thing that stood out the most for me. Um, the other characters like Spider-Man were good, Black Panther, they're all done pretty well. I'm not that familiar with Black Panther in his own stories because I never really. Most of the comics I read them in, it's usually part of a crossover or part of an event, so I don't know how But people seem to be happy, so obviously they did the character well. I never really read any Black Panther centric stories. Most of the stuff I've read is mostly in the modern time where he's dealing with a lot of the politics of of Civil War, or when the whole secret invasion stuff, all that type of stuff was going on, and those were with other characters. So I'm not really sure how good how good of a job they did as far as compared to the comic book version. But it seemed like people are happy. So and the movie is really great. I think for this type of movie, everyone, again, you can always nitpick problems, but I think the number one thing is I think for having all these characters, and basically every character did, in my opinion, even if they weren't necessarily plot relevant, there was a lot of great chemistry in the film between all the characters. So I think for having as many characters as they did, I think the Russo brothers did a great job. No one felt like they were just there for no reason. Everyone had moments, they had things. I mean, there's no way you could focus. No, there's no way everyone could be plot relevant in a film like this, especially it's only like like 2.5, 2-hour, 40-minute film. There's no way you could have everyone be plot relevant, in a big way. So I think for this type of film where you have all these characters, it was probably the best you could do. Everything, in my opinion, felt very balanced. So yeah, I think overall, if I had to score it, I'd say it's definitely. I won't say it's like as groundbreaking as, say, something like the first Avengers film, but as a film, I'd say definitely like a 9, 8.5, something like that. Yeah, out of 10 easily.
Whoa!
There you
What a
have it.
glowing review.
Boom.
Even the Japanese guy liked the black guy.
Boom. Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of that, I like how we have the 3 black dudes in it, but they're not like any of them are the black dude of the movie. They all have very distinct personalities, very clear goals. Like everybody in this movie had very clear goals as to what they want.
The only one that could be argued with that is I know some of my black friends, they don't like Black Panther, mainly because they feel like Black Panther, it draws attention to the fact that he's black. I don't know how Pharaoh or Boog feel about this. Like, one of my friends says, why does he have to be called Black Panther? Why can't he just be a good character that just happens to be black? Why does it have to draw, attention to the fact that he's an African prince, or prince of a make-believe African country? I know some guys feel, it depends on who you talk to, but I know some guys do take some offense. I mean, oddly enough, those guys now actually do like the character in the movie, but I know leading up to it, they were not particular fans of Black Panther. I'm not sure fans of Pharaoh and Boog.
I'm just saying, like, have you ever seen a Red Panther? Like, I mean, you could have called him Panther. He still was a black dude in a black suit. He still was black. Shit. I mean,
I think the thing, like perfect example, they compare it to Finn. They like a lot of the I guess the very vocal guys in the community some of the film community that I'm in. They like characters like Finn. I guess Finn is because there's no attention to the fact that he's black. He just happens to be a great character who is black. But there's no, like, look at me, I'm black kind of thing. I think that's it's kind of like, in my case, it would be something like the guy who knows Kung Fu, oh, he's a Kung Fu master, of course he's Asian kind of thing, that.
And there is a guy.
I mean, you have to understand when these characters were created, man. I mean, you like characters that were created in a time where race was, that was an iffy thing back then, man. It was
Falcon is actually the first ever comic book hero that is black to not have black in the front of his name.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that.
Yeah.
You know, it
Malcolm?
also it comes back to the Hollywood whitewashing thing too. Like a lot of people were complaining about the ancient one being played by Tilda Swinton, who's a white woman, but in the comics he was some like racist ass Fu Manchu caricature. Like what? There's no way you can win this. You know, I personally dig Tilda Swinton in the role. I think the androgyny thing works for the character. So you know, I'm not mad about it, but some people will take any excuse to get pissed off.
Yeah,
I think
the ancient
I
one.
don't think it's a big deal. I mean, it is not a secret now that in the coming years and even in the recent past few years, China has become a huge power, like as far as entertainment and marketing, like in terms of money. A lot of companies are trying to do stuff for China, and there's a lot of China funding and stuff, and a lot of big movies now. So, they obviously don't want to piss the Chinese investors off. So I guess I can, it's understandable where they are.
Right.
Yeah. So
I don't
I
know.
don't think it's a big deal.
I mean, Black Panther, he's been Black Panther for the longest. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Emiya, about, you're drawing it to the fact that he's black, but, I mean, it shows a lot when you can put the character in the movie, and he's probably the most talked about character in the movie.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? He superseded his name altogether. You know what I mean?
He did a great job. It was a great character. A lot of very probably definitely easily probably the most serious character in the film. So
Yeah.
And his and you see his little bad African chick was about to beat the shit out of Black Widow.
Oh, the Dora Milaje? That was
Yeah,
tight.
she wasn't playing.
Oh, I will move you.
Right, she wasn't playing though. She knew it. Hey, Widow knew it too. Like,
While we talking about the racial thing, Pharaoh, you spot on with that. The time that it was created, during that time, they had to draw attention to the fact that it's a black character because it was just so few and far in between like that.
Right.
But Walton just said we should probably speak to the diversity of the film. I mean, we've been talking about it, but like they are pretty much shitting on DC in that regard. You don't see DC showing love to any any minorities. Period.
Well, if their Flash is
that's
some
not
kind
true.
of almond-eyed
Cyborg is-
Asian mix.
Cyborg is one of the main parts of the Justice
We're talking
League.
about in the cinematic universes and shit. I mean, Cyborg didn't come up yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there really wasn't any.
In what we've gotten so far, you mean?
We've got so far, right? And BBS, like, which we all agreed was fucking terrible for the most part. We all
Maybe
agreed.
so, but y'all do realize that they changed Floyd Lawton to a black man and made it Will Smith.
Who?
Man,
Floyd
it's
Lawton, Deadshot. He's the
Okay,
man.
yeah,
He's
I
the
got
leader of the
It's
Suicide
like-
Squad in the movie.
it's like we got some type of Suicide Squad.
Wow. I mean, but you never. That's how. But listen. I don't want to be the one, but that's how white Americans see black people, man. If you ever notice, okay, why does the tough black dude usually have to be bald with a goatee? That's usually the tough black dude.
You know what? The tough black dude in itself is a stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. Some of you guys are fucking sweethearts.
Hey, man, let's go out there. All I know is we gonna kick their asses. Let's go, y'all. Like, oh my God.
Right. You know.
And you know what? And not to be disrespectful to nobody out there, because I know I'm gonna hear some from Harvey, some of them, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When I hear that shit, I'm like, nigga, please. Like seriously, that's exactly what. Because that's what I see them. They got this coon or this Sambo type dude running around here talking all this tough shit. Just so happened, my son was watching the second Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh my god.
Right. What's the guy Jax? He
Yeah.
says so many cliche
Terrible.
wanna be tough black dude. Oh, he's
He
bald
calls
with a
everybody a sucker.
goatee.
Yeah.
But he's bald with the goatee though.
Literally like some 70s jive talking character.
Right. I'm like, man, this shit right here, I don't but Luke Cage is bald now with the goatee. What other characters have I was watching? What's his name on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Big black dude?
Oh, Mac?
Matt. Bald with the goatee.
Hey man, real name Alfie?
Right.
Alfonso, yeah.
I'm just saying, but he's the one that's always got to be tough. I seen him get his ass whooped in that show more than anybody. Coulson outfight that dude, man.
Even with the age of the internet and shit, it's still so many non-blacks whose whose only real representation of someone of color is the internet or television or whatever. So Hollywood and Hollywood is perpetuating these same fucking stereotypes and shit. So it's difficult, man. It's just, and you got a lot of people that are just ignorant, like literally in the full sense of the word, just ignorant to racial issues and just different things, man. Like, it's still a ton of white people that don't have black friends, man. They don't hang out with black people. They don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You got to deal with that shit on a daily basis, man. White America and just like they will never understand what it is to be black. Period, man. Like they just will never ever get it. Like the way you maneuver, the way you do your day-to-day, live your day-to-day life and shit. Like you do a lot of shit on eggshells. Sometimes you don't give a fuck and you just be like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. But oftentimes the way you do shit, you have to do it differently just because you're black and because people are gonna view shit in a certain way, and just like it's nuts. I told a story one time actually about and this is regular. This is regular everyday life and shit. I'm on my way to work in the in the morning, and it's very early in the morning. It's winter time and shit. In the morning time it's still dark and shit. I got on a suit though, like, you know what I'm saying? I wear a suit to work every day. I got on a suit, and I'm about to stop in a bank before work, and it's a white lady about to go into the bank, and I'm coming in behind her and shit, and like, yo, I don't have to do this. It's really a courtesy for her. And it's nuts that I have to think like this or I have to do that, but I spoke to her and spoke to her in a certain way to make her feel at ease, to let her know that I wasn't about to fucking hit her over the head and rob her or some crazy shit. But it's nuts that I have to do that or even have to think about some shit like that just because I'm black and shit. And like, yo, it's nuts. That's what we go through on a daily basis with anything. We gotta think. Our thinking got to be like lightning, because we got to think about how something is going to go just because of our skin color and shit like that. Like, and we have to adjust and move accordingly as it relates to that and shit. White people will never understand that shit. Like, they just can't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I do that with my girl. Asked me why I do that at stores, and I tell her, I say I just feel really uncomfortable going into a store, because you're going looking for some action figures.
Right.
No figures. You're like, ain't shit here. But I feel really uncomfortable walking into a store and leaving out without buying anything.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And everybody, and I get people looking at me, or the security guard might look. It's like, I just feel like everybody, and it might just be me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't want these people thinking I'm stupid. Some shit, man.
That's what it is. Many a times I go into Toys R Us and shit, and I, like you said, you looking for something, you don't find nothing, you walk out empty-handed and shit. They looking at you sideways, though, like, motherfucker, I got a pocket full of money. I didn't take nothing. I didn't find nothing. I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
And it's the worst, not to even dwell on it. I don't know if you guys have those self-checkouts at Walmarts or Targets or wherever.
Supermarkets, we have them in supermarkets out here.
It's crazy because, usually got they got somebody over in that area just in case some shit go wrong, they'll help you. And every time, I swear, every time I get up to do my thing, here comes some lady or man that comes and stands right at my fucking register, like, ready to help you. Or like I'm about to skip over some items or some shit. I mean, I'm serious, man. Target. I don't know if you guys ever been to Target. You hear this ding, ding, ding. Like, and it's crazy because it's been times I walk in there and everywhere I go, that thing dings over my head, man. I've actually walked and said, fuck, I'm gonna go over in the bra aisle, and it's still ding. I'm like, man, it's some shit, man. That's just crazy.
That big black dude is in the bra aisle. Somebody hit that ding.
Man, you can ding all you want to, man. I don't think I've ever even been in a store with less than $100 in my pocket, so ain't no reason for me to steal nothing.
Hashtag baller alert. He here, baller alert.
Just saying, man, that shit's crazy. But,
All right. Well, speaking of ballers, we got some questions for the Q&A.
All right.
Now open. If you guys have any questions, throw them in. Let's get to those. Sweggy Spoder wants to know what we think of the Ragnarok lineup. Looks like we're getting Thor, Hulk, Loki, Sif, Warriors 3, Valkyrie, Enchantress, probably with Executioner, Hela, and maybe even Beta Ray Bill. My God, that's stacked.
Hey man, they made Valkyrie black. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah?
Yeah, she's a sister.
Where you guys seeing all of this shit? I guess I've been under a fucking rock.
They announced that like a month or so ago.
Really?
They made Valkyrie into a sister. Yeah.
That's
She's a cute looking chick too. So that's a cool move.
who is she?
Shit.
I know they just cast. It's not the same girl, obviously, but in Black Panther they cast the girl from Dear White People. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. It's on Netflix. It's an indie flick, but it's pretty well done. But I like the girl in that a lot.
There it is again, though. Marvel's still pushing the envelope. Marvel, Disney, and
Right.
diversifying and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
What's great is you don't even fucking notice it until like you kind of bring it up, like, or rather until you're watching the movie and you're like, wow, this is a fucking diverse cast. But you don't really think about it going into it.
yeah, you was spot on though with the comments about Black Panther and Falcon and War Machine. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like they definitely didn't. They didn't shit on them in any way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were all very well portrayed, and not one of them said no goofy '70s dumb shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. The humor was very not highbrow, but it wasn't lowbrow humor. You know, man, I think one of my favorite scene, the one that definitely got the biggest laugh in the theater was when Cap kisses Sharon Carter, and then the two of the guys are in the car and they're just nodding their head and smiling.
That was great.
Did you ever?
That killed him.
Did you ever watch the movie Creed, Boog?
Yeah, he called it a Rocky movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the girl with the braids that supposedly quote unquote is going deaf. That's Valkyrie.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know about that shit.
Yeah, jeez.
She's a fucking cute girl, but she doesn't got that Valkyrie physique though.
She got that Lisa Bonet thing going on.
Well, I'm pretty sure that isn't that what's her name's daughter? Am I not mistaken? Hold on, I gotta look.
No. That's the chick that played an X-Men. That's what's the name of them daughter? I can't think of the chick's name. Zoe something.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Well, that's Lenny Kravitz's daughter, right?
Right.
That's not her.
No, that's not her, but she is Lenny Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz is Lenny Kravitz's daughter, yes.
Right.
And Lenny Kravitz.
And Lisa Bonet's daughter as well.
Right, exactly. I thought so.
No, what I'm saying is the chick in Creed isn't the daughter.
No, yeah. But,
No. Okay, yeah, I just looked it up. The chick in Creed, her name is Tessa Thompson.
yeah.
Right. That's the chick from Dear White People.
Yeah, she's in Dear White People too, but I know her more from Creed than Dear White People.
Yeah, she doesn't. I don't know. She doesn't really. I mean, it is what it is. Look how they got
Isn't she mixed though?
I'm not sure it's actually confirmed that she's Valkyrie yet.
Yeah, it's just rumored everywhere.
But it's from Latino Review, so
Yeah.
that's why people are giving it a lot of weight.
You're a robot, man.
Actually, I'm a robot.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta back out.
Dang, you call the only Japanese person a robot.
Yeah. The
Racist.
disrespect.
Racist.
Disrespect.
Don't worry, got to.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually confirmed that she's actually Valkyrie yet. But since apparently the source is generally considered a pretty reliable source, so that's why they're giving it a lot of weight. That's probably the possibility. But I do agree at the same time that she's more like one of those girls that would play more of a girly girl role, not really like a warrior woman role. So yeah.
I mean, you expect Valkyrie to be pretty fucking big.
Well, she's more like an action role. I don't really see her being in an action role. I don't know. Hard to say. I've never seen her naked, so I couldn't tell you. So
That's the true key to know, man.
yeah.
Right.
Tell, oh man, yeah, definitely. Look at those abs and how ripped she is. Yeah.
I mean, don't get it confused. It's Hollywood. It's Disney. They got the money. They can make anybody look like a.
Oh, of course.
So
6 months training. Yeah.
Right. Look at fucking Chris Evans. That fucking dude is fucking jacked. You know what I'm saying? So. It is what it is.
Chris Evans is always in very good shape.
But he haven't been in Captain America fucking shape though.
Right, I was he wasn't Captain America.
What I mean is the base of it is already very good. It's not hard. I don't think it's really hard for him to get that big.
Well, it's not hard when you getting paid millions of dollars and they put you on a.
Well, I think even if he wanted to do it, I think for some people it's definitely harder. But I think for him, he has good genetics. I think for him to look like Captain America is not that. It's not that hard.
So you saying it's the Aryan shit, huh?
No, I mean,
You got a man crush on Evans, man.
You're like the biggest guys ever.
I mean, even Paul Rudd as Ant-Man was impressed with the physique when he comes out of that van and he gropes him like Peggy Carter in Cap 1. Love that shit.
Funny scene.
Anyway,
I personally don't think Ragnarok. I'm not even excited for it.
No?
No,
It's going to be the Half Planet Hulk movie.
I do not like. I have not had a Thor movie ever that I like. I mean, I don't mind Hemsworth as Thor, but I think his movies suck.
Yeah, Hemsworth, it just kind of has a habit of getting into not that great movies.
Like, so, I mean, it's whatever. But I guess he goes with whatever pays, though. I mean,
Right.
money-wise coming.
I mean, his story is great, though. I like him as the character, but I wish his material was a little better written, for sure.
What else we got?
Is anyone going to Wizard World Comic Con in Philly this June?
Nah, I'm
I
not.
don't know. Can't say.
No.
Nope.
Somebody pipe up in the comments if you're going to that. Go meet up with Mr. R-Man Productions.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be somebody in the group. This quite a few cats in the group that's in Philly though, so or in that area or in Jersey or whatever the case may be.
All right, we got a question about the cutouts for you, Boog. Let me look for the first part of it. Let's see. Boog, during his purchase of the Cutouts Series 4, it said that this set is more open to all different types of figure lines. How is that so? Like, what's the difference from previous sets?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
He said the set says that it's more open to different types of figure lines. So how's that?
We kind of like go in. This is sort of like an introductory set into some more specific things. So it was literally like a little bit of everything in this set, as far as some Star Wars stuff, some comic book stuff, and just the cutouts can be used in so many different ways with just about every line of figures. You know what I'm saying? It's not this particular set is not like the Spider-Man set or whatever, but it was just like a mixture, a smorgasbord of cutouts in this one. So that's really what we were kind of getting at on this one.
Right. Series 3 was a little bit more Spider-Man themed, but this one's a little bit more general.
Right. So it's a little more general. I mean, there are a couple of specific cutouts in there, but again, like I think somebody else mentioned this too, but I've seen people use cutouts for situations that I never even expected, that just kind of blew my mind and shit. So I mean, it's really about your creativity and how you finesse it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
And when are those shipping?
Well, they're still in production right now. I would say it's going to be another week before they're finished. As a matter of fact, we actually just going to be ordering the envelopes. Now we actually still need to pick the pictures for the envelope. So somebody out there will have pictures on the new envelope as always, and we'll be blessing you with some free cutouts and some swag. I'm not sure who we picked yet, but it's the order has to go in by today or tomorrow.
And if your cutouts smell like cupcakes, man, there ain't no bonus. Ty is the only adult male that I know that wears Axe body spray. If it smells kind of fruity, it's because the dude that made your cutouts smell kind of fruity.
Stupid. What else we got?
Let's see. What's the next A.C.B.A tournament once we wrap up Photo Combat? It's Summer Shots, right?
Summer Shots is next, yeah. We definitely gonna be doing Summer Shots, which should be fun. That's gonna be Instagram based, and we had a nice turnout for that last year. So Summer Shots is up next, and that's a great opportunity for everybody that's not in the Facebook group, basically, and obviously the people that are on Instagram too. It's a little more fast paced and easier to join in on that, and like I said, it was a great turnout for that last year. But Summer Shots will be next, and then we'll wrap up the year with the World Tournament. We just finishing up, getting ready to finish Photo Combat now. We down to the last 4. Those shots were posted tonight, actually, on the A.C.B.A fan page events tab. So you can check out the final 4, which is John Connor, Brandon Deichler, Jeremy Lee, and Shannon Bowie. And Jeremy Lee is this year's A.C.B.A World Champion, and Shannon Bowie is the person who won Photo Combat last year. And then obviously John and Brandon are no slouches either. So we got 4 of definitely the best guys in the world and displaying right now, competing for the last cash and prizes in Photo Combat. So that's pretty interesting, man. I'd like to see more people on Instagram and these other places get involved in these competitions, man. I want to see all the haters, man. I want to see all the people that hate A.C.B.A come in and put your money where your mouth is, man. Like, you hate it, then show that you are superior and that you're doing your thing by getting in on the competition, man. It's all good. It's fun and games. But yeah, what else we got?
Let's see. What do you guys think of the new Dragon Ball model kits, figurized standard? That's for Emiya all over.
I think they're pretty good. I think the only thing about it for me is there's just too much Dragon Ball merchandise right now. It's kind of getting kind of oversaturated. I understand the reason why you'd want to do them. I mean, if you're a guy who, I mean, the retail price for these is lower than SH Figure Arts. So, and they've already shown like 20 figures, like 15, 20 figures already that they're doing. 15, 20 kits at the recent Shizuoka show. And I mean, it's a good selection of characters right away, if they indeed are doing all of them. And obviously, if the first 2 do well, which is Super Saiyan Son Goku and Frieza Final 4, then we're definitely gonna get more. I think it's similar to the Star Wars model kits. I kind of see the 112 ones. I kind of see there's really not much point to them for me personally. But like I said, some people do like to have the kits, and they might prefer the kits. I mean, some of the style, how the figures are done, are different than SHF. It's a different sculpting style and stuff like that. They're also very with the modern Bandai technology where they do the kits. It's also very new builder friendly. So while they'll definitely look better with paint, the way that they have the new system, how they're doing the eyebrows and the eyes, where you don't need to paint them anymore. It's all layered plastic. I think it's very well done. They're doing that with Dragon Ball. They're doing it with the figurized busts that are coming out for the Gundam stuff and the Macross stuff.
Oh man, those busts are really sick.
Yeah, and I mean the figurized standard Dragon Ball it's looking like. Definitely they have the U.S. market in mind. I'll be honest, this is my personal opinion. I really think those sprue kits that they have, those U.S., the ones they do for like Batman and Superman, those crappy kits that Bandai's been putting in the stores, I think they should replace all of that. All the figurized standard should be the new sprue kits for the U.S. They should try to put that stuff in Toys R Us, things like that. That's really the quality standard. That type of plastic engineering is what you want to go for. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking going to be a promising line, I think.
I was never a fan of their Spur Kits work, personally.
They're terrible. Those
I
kits are like really lazily engineered. They look terrible unpainted too. So I mean, if you're a guy who doesn't paint anything, which is a lot of people, they're just not very the color engineering is just not done very well. So they don't layer it and everything. So yeah, those sprue kits are terrible. I mean, I think the larger ones apparently were okay, but they should just replace all the sprue kits. Just I don't even know if the line's even still going on, but they should release those in the stores. Although I'm assuming they're probably gonna want to stick with the direct market, but they should definitely replace the screw kits with the Figure Eye standard, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, it was always, unrelated to that style of kit, but to me, it was always such a waste that they didn't try to market build fighters for the U.S. either.
Oh yeah, definitely. Build Fighters was a huge success, and it was a huge success even considering the fact that it didn't have any TV presence or anything like that. So
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, you can still get all those kits now. Your Barnes and Noble. I mean, Bluefin does bring that stuff over. So, and they're going to bring over these Figure Eye standard. You can definitely believe that. Those are definitely going to make it here.
Oh yeah, those will be at Barnes and Noble, no question.
Yeah, and like I said, they're good kits. They're a good alternative if you don't want to. If you think SH Figure Arts is too expensive, SH Figure Arts is kind of moving in the $45-$50 range, and these kits are more like in the $25-$30 range.
Yeah.
So if you want to put them together, you don't mind putting them together.
You like kits, and you think that the SH Figure Arts price list isn't something you could do. That's a perfect medium.
Yeah. And again, you get to put it together. So if you find the enjoyment in the build process, then yeah, definitely the Figure Eye standard is a good choice.
Next question. Do we think that Hasbro is going to sculpt some new parts for Jim Lee Cyclops, or just paint? Very specific question. But
Probably sculpt the new head 1,000%. They're going to sculpt the new head, but
I think the head, his like little holster thing on his leg, and the little like belt thing he has on his chest. I think and probably the hands, like the gloves and stuff. I think that stuff will probably be all newly sculpted.
And this one's for us, Pharaoh. Are we ever going to have a podcast or segment with just the two of us? Yeah, this is a good time to announce this. Pharaoh, I didn't promise, but I already started plans for a spin-off show. It's going to be airing on the RLU Podcasting Network every other Tuesday. It's going to be called the NECA Cast, and we're going to talk only about NECA shit. I'm going to be the good cop. Pharaoh's going to be the bad cop. Subscribe on iTunes. Go.
I wouldn't be called dead talking to him unless it was just this podcast right here only.
The nickname is going to be the Fabio-less Pharaoh Show.
And our first guest is Randy Falk, so you can say all that stuff to him in person. I know you've got lots to say, Pharaoh.
Damn.
You said talk to who? Randy?
Yeah.
What the fuck is he gonna do?
He's gonna block you on Twitter, dude.
Right. I'm about to say he don't do shit. He don't say too much of shit either. And like I said, I mean, I appreciate what Randy does, but I mean, he's on some bitch shit sometimes. So I mean, he can do shit. Like fuck him.
But hey, those Predators were nice, huh?
Yeah. Give me a John Connor, and maybe he'd get my respect. Actually,
hey,
here's a better task for him. Tell him to do a black character where the licensing doesn't make him do it, like Apollo Creed. Besides Apollo Creed, what other black characters has he done?
You know what? If they keep doing the Dark Horse comics for Alien and Predator, they are going to hit one of the main characters from the new series. It's called Aliens Defiance, and yeah, it's a black girl. So that'd be cool if they did her, actually.
I'm saying that. I mean, it's so many other characters from lines that he does. You know, he can do some. I don't know. I just think he's full of shit.
Well, I mean, with this whole Newt thing at SDCC this year, the answer to the John Connor question has been changed from a no to a maybe. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get that shit. At least maybe next year for the con, if Newt does well. That's what I'm guessing. But anyway, let's see. Mr. Mann has asked a couple times, but he's gonna ask again. Boog, I think you might have answered this, actually. What did those Hasbro reps talk to you about at that interview, since it had all those technical problems? Can you paraphrase for him? Oh, he's gone.
Well, we'll ask whenever Boog is back.
Yeah. Must be hitting the John or something. But anyway, lightsaber cutouts, that's a good idea. Someone just suggested that. I know Jeremy Lee has done some like lightsaber slash effects before. He probably did that custom. Oh, here's a good one I saw earlier. I skipped it though. It's have you guys had a figure that you bought that you regretted so badly? What's your number one regret for buying a figure?
I don't know. I've had a couple of them, man.
Hmm.
I think the worst is if you buy an import figure and it's horrible. That's just oh my god, you just stuck with it. The Revoltech what the fuck was the Soviet soldier?
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, that figure's fucking horrible, man. It was the worst 30 bucks.
The Vulcan log one?
right,
That's supposed to
that
go
one.
with the Vulcan log snake, right? This is the MGS5 snake?
You say what?
The one that's supposed to go with the MGS5 snake, right?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of cut joints and oh man, it's just that was a horrible figure, man. Very very bad figure. That and I won't lie, a lot of those figures from Funko, those figures just aren't good, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably what I was
can't
gonna
think of
list.
any I can't think
That's
of any
probably what I
I
was
bought
gonna
in
list.
recent memory. Maybe.
Oh, one other one. Batman versus Superman Mattel. Stay away from that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I have an Aquaman and a Lex Luthor stashed, and I keep going back to the stash and thinking like, man, I really don't want these.
Let somebody else not buy them. Just
Yeah,
put 'em-
exactly.
I,
I
I
feel,
I bought the Lex Luthor thinking I was gonna throw a Tony Stark head on or something. I'm just so over Mattel's bullshit. They can that shit, man.
means you can save hands and sleeves for years.
Yeah, right. What the fuck is with like they're fucking 8-year-old kids or some shit.
Who got me? Who got me on those grappling gun pieces, man?
Man, you can have all. I got the grappling gun pieces from the Unmasked Batman, from the Nightmare Batman, and maybe the regular Batman.
Yeah, man, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll give you all my pieces too, so you can rock some akimbo grappling guns.
Man, hell yeah.
You can feel that god awful looking grappling gun, man.
Man, it's game time. I'm trying to be out here saving these streets.
Yeah.
Man.
You'll be just like one of those dudes. They be showing on the news.
Hashtag Phoenix Jones. Where Phoenix Jones at?
Phoenix Jones.
The real American hero, Phoenix Jones.
If he don't sit this motherfucking ass down.
All right, let's hit a couple more questions here because I gotta get going too. Let's see. Are we ever gonna get another Marvel Legends box set like the all new X-Men one? Probably, right? That's good money.
I consider 3-packs box sets, and we get those all the time.
That's true, yeah. We are getting the Civil War box set coming out pretty soon.
That is horrible. That's a horrible set. Seriously, man, that Spider-Man looks like shit, man.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that, but you know what? I should be picking up the Sam Wilson, Cap, Kate Bishop, and Vision 3-pack tomorrow.
All right, grab
Oh.
one.
Is that Target exclusive?
You know what? I'm not sure what the exclusive is, but I'm getting it from my Connect.
Yeah, I gotta go start hunting Target if that's the case then.
Look, while you were gone, you got a question that we're not sure if you already answered before. Somebody was wondering what the hell was said in the Hasbro interview that was ruined. Like, what was actually said by them to you that we'll probably never get to hear due to the mic problems?
You know what? I don't remember now. You're going to hear the interview, though. You're going to see it in some form or fashion, but the one thing that I do remember that I didn't ask in the interview that everybody knows now anyway, I had bumped into Jesse. I had bumped into Dwight in the hallway afterwards. I had forgot to ask him in an interview with Miles Morales and Peter Parker, Spider-Man. We're going to come with unmasked heads and hands and whatever. He confirmed that. And like I said, we all know that now anyway. I think we do. And I don't know. I don't remember what else I said off the camera.
So even though the audio's messed up, you think you're going to get it out in some form?
Yeah, it's gonna get out.
What's wrong with the audio exactly? Can you just not hear anything, or?
For whatever reason, on my parts, when I'm speaking, it's choppy. But when they're responding, it's clear as hell. I don't know if I was holding the mic funny or what the hell happened. Again, the problem is that they split us up. Like, a lot of people came with a buddy, basically. So somebody that would hold the camera while the other person conducts the interview or whatever the case may be. But whoever you came in with, they automatically split everybody up, and whoever your buddy was went into the showroom to take pictures of the figures while you got to stay and do the interviews, and then they swapped out. So I had to do everything dolo, basically, you know what I'm saying? So, and I fucked up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
All right, so should we start wrapping things up? Because I gotta get going in a few minutes here.
No, you can just leave.
I mean, if you guys want to keep going, that's cool. I'll say my goodbyes right now.
Yeah, we could go to 10, I guess.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. I'll get my plugs out of the way.
You got a date or some shit?
No, dude, my girlfriend's actually out there by you on family vacation right now, but I gotta go cover somebody at work, and I gotta make some money.
No doubt.
So I gotta leave. So let me get my plugs out of the way here real quick. I got them written down somewhere. All right, they call me Colonel Crackers on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, and Steam. Make sure you check me out at the Raw, Live, and Unedited Podcasting Network for a show called What's Worth Watching. You can subscribe to that on Stitcher, Podbean, and on iTunes at rawlivepod.com. Make sure you check out the Comic Bug in SoCal, and see you guys next week, I guess. Bye.
All right, man. Ricky, you going to handle the questions?
Hell yeah. It's time to get down to business with these fucking questions. Oh, man, Mr. R-Man says, Boog, you slacking, bro. Damn. Damn. All right. Well, let me ask a question right now, just so I can go back and look at whatever Fabio may miss. Fabio has a tendency to skip your questions, so if Fabio skipped your questions, sorry about that. That dude just does that shit. All right. Brian Carter asks, what is worse, Mattel now or the early days of Hasbro ML, in your opinion?
Mattel.
Oh, yeah, man. Mattel is terrible.
Mattel is terrible. No question.
I don't know, the early days of Hasbro ML are pretty bad, but yeah, I guess if I had to go with one, probably Mattel has always had consistency as far as the sculpts go, because they only had pretty much one group of guys doing all the sculpts, at least for the DC stuff. But the problem with Mattel is just that they cut so many corners. Like, literally, they'll just paint the entire outfit on the guy. Even if it's not really doesn't look good, they'll still just paint. They'll just give it a new head sculpt and paint everything, even the belt, on the guy. So, Mattel can be pretty bad. So I guess it really just depends. I mean, some of the early ML stuff, they're just not very. The joints just weren't very well engineered. Oddly enough, this is actually not really a jab towards NECA, but Randy actually loves those joints. Those early, those Hasbro socket joints.
Yeah.
So he's a big fan of those, and that's actually some of the joints that plagued. That was actually some of the bad problems that plagued a lot of the early Marvel Legends stuff. I guess it kind of explains why a lot of the NECA stuff doesn't have very good range. Those joints just, I guess you can preserve the sculpt somewhat. That does look better, especially, I guess, they bring it to even further because their figures are more about the sculpt. But yeah, they don't offer a lot of range.
Even more. What you should take away from the whole thing is that at least Hasbro learned, modified, and ended up, at a better place. Mattel hasn't learned shit.
Mattel's still selling you the exact same figures they were selling you more than 10 years ago.
Right, exactly.
They haven't upgraded anything. They haven't, tried to advance or anything. They just want to sell you the exact same stuff. In some cases, I know for the Master Universe stuff, I know like early on they had like pretty decent ankle rockers. Later on, they just completely removed them. Like,
right.
It's disappeared now. Yeah. Just
completely removed them. So Mattel is it's hard to defend Mattel. I mean, oddly enough, with the appearance of DC icons, it's all people love DC icons, and oddly enough, Marvel Legends is still very relevant. People love Marvel Legends, but I don't see a lot of guys really going crazy over those new DC Mattel figures. The kind of like new DCUC they kind of have out right now. What's it called again?
The DC
Multiverse.
Multiverse.
Yeah, multiverse. Yeah, no, I just see a lot of guys like really talk about those.
That's like that Enron shit. The only thing they did was rebranded the name. Like seriously,
Pretty
the
much.
same crappy company.
Have you been? I know you've grabbed a few of them. Pharaoh, are they any good? I haven't bought any.
They are the exact same figures. You know what? Take the Earth 23 Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible figure. The cape, the way the cape is cut, is like, okay, you know how the Superman figure has the overlapping cape that goes over the shoulders?
Yeah.
They just pretty much cut that piece off, the whole entire piece that goes over
So
the
it's
shoulder.
just like a straight line in the back.
Straight line in back, all the way over to the shoulders, and it's connected in the middle. It is horrible, man. That Mattel shit is just trash, man. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody.
That year one Batman has a really small sunken in chest,
Yeah.
and his legs are really thick and long. It's really weird. Like I don't know who came up with doing shit this way, man. It was just like, ugh. I bought the Batman at first because I saw it in the package, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, I'll give this a shot. And then I fucking opened it, and I was just like, man, this dude has little titties and big ass legs. What is the deal?
Hey, the Flash figures are horrible.
Oh, the Flash figures are trash.
You know, the Green Arrow figures is horrible. I mean, you know, and no homo, man, but that fucking Batman figure that year one has the longest crotch I've ever seen on an action.
Oh yeah, big Willie Johnson over there. Yeah, it's like really long. It's weird. I don't know, man.
Who's working over there, man? Who's sculpting? Who's still there? What's
Nightlick.
Who?
They got Nightlick over there sculpted like fucking.
I think it's still Four Horsemen sculpt, isn't it? Pretty much. I mean, they developed the body and everything.
Because if the Four Horsemen are still sculpting those figures, I'm disappointed in them. I mean, they're pretty decent at what they do.
It's no secret, you know, Four Horsemen. If you really want a good example of their work, you just buy their figures. The Mattel stuff that they participate in, I just think that stuff's just too dumbed down from what they originally are.
Well, it's not like the Four Horsemen is choosing to do that. It's whoever the.
Oh yeah, of course. It's the factory. It's Mattel that ultimately decides. Okay, well, we're going to use this kind of plastic. We're going to use only this amount of paint. You know, we're only going to use the 2-year-olds and not the 5-year-olds to paint them. You know, that's how it is. So yeah, short answer is yeah. The Mattel stuff is probably overall worse.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Safe to say.
They literally putting out the worst figures out of any line right now, pretty much.
Oh yeah, terrible stuff. Terrible. Yeah. They're even worse than Funko because at least Funkos look good, but they just break on you. But the Mattel stuff just looks terrible. It is terrible. There's no saving grace.
I think the big problem with Mattel right now is they just don't have any direction. They don't know what they're trying to do.
I think Mattel doesn't want to. I don't think they really want to venture off and actually take the collectibles seriously. I mean, I don't think there's enough money in it.
That's a lot of it. That's definitely a lot of it. That they obviously don't have any direction. I mean, especially now with the appearance of DC icons and stuff, I think people just kind of moved on and they're all about those now. So you know, it's unfortunate for Mattel, but Mattel just doesn't seem like they really have any real plan. At least you know. Marvel Legends with Hasbro, they realized the distribution was bad, and they basically they went with the business strategy, the business model they have now, which is working very well for them. You know, basically tying everything in with movies, and you know, basically ensuring that stores will buy it because you know, stores are always buying movie figures. They'll always
the thing about Hasbro and Legends though is that they pretty much know the consumers though, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's Mattel just don't give a fuck. Like it's obvious they're just making toys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys mentioned, it's not about the collectors, it's not about advancing the sculpts or the articulation or anything. It's just like we're gonna make these toys, kids are gonna buy them.
They've always been very big about that bottom line. It's like they don't want to spend any more than they have to. And they need to come back with a certain profit margin that they always expect. You know,
right.
It's always unfortunate. Mattel's always a company I noticed that they were at one time the #1 toy company in the world, but because they had these very generic brands, stuff like Barbies and Hot Wheels, where I consider that those kind of things, it's very easy to do. It's very basic toys. I mean, there's always going to be toy cars, there's always going to be dolls, right? And I just think the action figure market, and I'm not trying to make, because we all collect action figures, I'm not trying to be biased, but the action figure market, the stuff that's technically geared towards our audience, has the stuff has advanced the most.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, toy cars, the Hot Wheels of now and the Hot Wheels of 30 years ago is exactly the same.
Pretty
There's
much.
no difference. I mean, in fact, some people would argue they're worse now because they're more plastic than metal.
Yeah.
Because back in the day it was more metal.
Yep.
And Barbie dolls, I mean, they look better, but nowhere near the advancements of action figures. And our audience is the people who care the most about how these products are. They, the detail, the sculpting, the paint application, the articulation, or if it's not articulated as a statue, then it's really great sculpt. That type of stuff. We're the people who care. So our market has advanced the most, and I just think Mattel doesn't get that. They're just so used to doing the Barbie and Hot Wheels, and they're just saying, hey, why don't we just do the same thing? It just works. It works for that, but it just, in our market, the stuff that we buy, the standard just keeps getting higher and higher. And I just don't think they can keep up. So they just need a total revamping, is what I think. But who knows, it might be too late. Well, maybe not too late, but it's just going to come down to, putting down that money, which I just don't think they're interested in doing.
Yeah. They could come back, but who knows if they actually want to.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah, they could come back, but I honestly don't think they want to take that R&D money and revamp what they're doing. I just don't think they care enough. We'll see. Bruce James Parker asks, what Marvel Legends X-Men do you guys want to see besides the stuff that they already showed?
Man, I want to see them do a bunch of X-Men. I want to see them really, really focus on X-Men. But you know what? The X-Men comic books have been pretty shitty, though. So it's kind of, I don't know. And Hasbro's been taking a lot of, they've been doing a lot of stuff from comic books and trying to stay current and whatever the case may be. But I wouldn't be surprised if when they start focusing more on X-Men, they do like the White Magneto and like some of these new costumes for X-Men, which I think are fucking horrible, and I really don't want to see. But I want to see them do more classic shit, man. We need that multiple man ASAP.
Yeah, that multiple man, the Storm, the Gambit, those all some of them need to be reworked a little bit, but dude, you have those, you need to release them.
Yeah, we need a classic Storm. We need a Gambit, obviously, on one of these new molds. I don't want to see him on Bucky Cat mold, but maybe the Iron Fist mold or something like that, or Pizza Spidey mold or something. I don't know, different beat. We need that '90s Jim Lee team all within the same that look uniform. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've got to be what the latest molds that Hasbro has been producing, and they all got to be uniform and they all got to look official. I'm not sure what Hasbro's going to do about Beast. His look keeps changing in the comic books, and one minute he's an ape-like, and another minute he's cat-like, and then the classic regular unfurred Beast comes back, and like it's just all over the fucking place with Beast, man. So
we need a fucking X-23 that doesn't look like a mini Bratz doll.
Yeah, that too, and we might be getting that. They still haven't really shown us what the Wolverine figure is, even though they did show a picture of Wolverine. But yeah, I want to see X-Force, classic X-Force. I hate that they're putting out that Cable, the one that they're putting out now. Nobody wants it.
Oh my god, yeah. It either needs to be classic or it needs to be Messiah Complex. Nobody wants this random bulky one.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
About shit X-Men outside of the Jim Lee era, or I mean anything from that era and backwards. I probably could fuck with, but I don't care about none of this new X-Men.
Well,
we still have a Shatterstar. We still don't have a Maverick. We need a lot of stuff.
I mean, I liked where they were during Second Coming. I've said this many, many times, but Second Coming was a fucking great X-Men story. It was like it was really well done. Some of the stuff before Second Coming leading up to that, X-Force, some of the tie-in books and different things, but the costumes from that era and the way X-Men was being written at that time was great. If they did costumes from that, and we got like a Sunspot, and we got Nightcrawler, and the Toy Biz Nightcrawler actually still holds up pretty well. But I've been saying this for the longest too. I'd love to see a Nimrod Sentinel figure, which could be a possible army builder as well. We still need a Bastion. We need a. I wouldn't mind seeing a Cassandra Nova figure.
We need a Hellfire goon.
Hellfire Goons, which means we definitely need a Sebastian Shaw. That's a fucking easy figure to make, really.
Yeah, that's an easy one to make, 100%.
Shirtless with the Namor mold and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You call that man Namor one more time.
You give him the
Namor.
Craven. You give him the Craven body.
Yeah.
You just take off that vest from Craven, and it's just a fucking bare chest ass dude.
Yeah, I mean, kind of looks like Wolverine, you know, without being all gritty and shit. He sort of looks like Wolverine a bit, but yeah, Sebastian Shaw is an easy figure to make. I'm surprised they didn't do that a minute ago. But X-Men was my shit before I even got into the Avengers at all. I never even liked the Avengers, so I've always been a huge X-Men fan, but where it's been in the past like 2 or 3 years in the comic books is just shitty, man.
Oh yeah, and you almost have to wonder if it's because of what's going on with the contract disputes and stuff like that, because it's just so terribly done.
Yeah, it's politics, man. Politics fucking up the books, fucking up shit. You know, that's how it be.
What else you got?
What else we got down there? We getting close to the.
All right. Dalton Moore is asking why there isn't. Why not every A.C.B.A. shirt is doesn't go over extra large? So some of them don't go over extra large. He's wanted to know why.
Some designs don't go over extra large because the factory that makes the shirts, we use 2 different places. So our main person that we've been using for years and years, we go up to 5X, but for whatever reason, the past like couple of months, we haven't been able to do 3 colors or anything over 2 colors through our main person. And when we go through this other factory, the biggest size is 3X, I believe, or 3X. So that's what it is. So until our main person makes some repairs and gets some things done, then that's just what it is. Any of the like really cool designs that have a lot of colors, we just can't offer the bigger sizes right now. Hopefully it'll only be like another couple months or whatever. But I'm a loyal motherfucker. I'm sticking with my guy.
I.e., he just charged cheap as a bitch.
Nah, that's not even cheap. To be completely real with you, if I wanted to like be on some regular shit and cut out the middleman and you know what I'm saying, I probably could actually save money and shit. But this is my guy, so I stick with my guy.
All right, next question. Have you guys seen the movie Realization, Star Wars Royal Guards? And if so, what do you guys think of them and that movie Realization line in general?
What's that? Is that the samurai joints?
Yeah, like the Shogun, samurai-looking Realization of figures.
I think they look nice. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't really like any of that Play Arts Kai shit when they do the different looks on the figures and shit. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Some of the shit that I've seen at Comic-Con and Toy Fair and shit when they show it looks cool. That one Batman figure that Play Arts Kai had put out a minute ago. Which one was the good one that they put out? Was it the Timeless Batman or was it the...
No, Timeless Batman's a series. I mean, there's a few. There's like a steampunk Batman, the samurai Batman, the Western Batman.
One of them in particular was really good. I don't remember which one it was, but
I'm talking about the regular. It was one is just a Play Arts Kai Batman from it was just a comic Batman where he had the sword.
Oh, you mean the variant series Batman? Oh, he
dropped off.
Yeah, the variant series Batman, which is this one.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
This one?
No, it's not that one.
Not that one.
That one right there that comes with a sword.
Is it this one?
I done got us all off the track of the question and shit. We supposed to, I think it's that one. Yeah, we supposed to be looking at the Realization series and shit. We talking about Batman, but I do think the Realization series looks cool. But like I said, I'm just not. I've never really been a big fan of those like
Stylized stuff.
yeah, different take on like I don't care about that.
I think the movie Realization line is a great line. I don't collect any of them myself. The Star Wars ones in particular, like the Royal Guard, is like whereas you're seeing right here, is a really nice figure. They're definitely it's kind of cool that it's the only Tamashi Star Wars product that can actually officially be sold here through Bluefin because it's so different than whatever Hasbro is doing. So they can't really put any kind of veto on it or anything. They can't
Right.
stop it from coming out. So these are the only things you can find at your Barnes and Noble. I mean, you could import it yourself, but these are the only ones you can find at Barnes and Noble and stuff like that to be sold officially here in your comic shop.
Yeah, I want the OT Royal Guard, man. I want them to put that out, man.
Yeah, these movie Realization figures are definitely cool. Although I don't buy them, they're very cool. If I had the extra money to throw around, I'd probably have some.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think that if I was primarily a Star Wars guy and I just did a lot of Star Wars stuff, this would be definitely something I would buy. But since I already collect so much stuff, I don't want to start collecting. These are what I go in the classification of. It's really cool looking, but if you just start buying everything you think that looks cool, then you're gonna be very broke and very poor. So.
Basically.
Yeah. Dalton Moore asks, what further advancements in articulation do you think is still missing and do you want to happen?
And just across the board, just in general.
Yeah, I guess just a piece of articulation that doesn't exist that we want to start seeing on figures.
I think more figures should have the. And Figure Arts, I guess, does this more, but I want to see more on Legends. I want to see more figures with the shoulder, that shoulder joint that the Pizza Spidey has.
The one.
Yeah, the butterfly.
Right. Yeah, I want to see more.
Butterfly joint that can kind of move forward.
Right, I want to see more bigger figures with that point of articulation.
Yeah, like the Baff we just got of like Absorbing Man, if that would have had the.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. You know what I'm saying? To articulate some of the bigger figures like that would be pretty cool. So, just more of whatever you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where it's like the old Toy Biz figures that just had a bunch of dumb shit on there for no reason and shit. But,
yeah, like you'd have a wrist swivel with a fucking 2-3 different other swivels on the arm.
Miss Marvel was a prime example of over-articulating the figure.
It's nuts. But I talked about this earlier in the episode too. That Revoltech Ultron, I keep bringing it up, but just Revoltech in general, the way that they the engineering with their figures really allows you to do a ton of dynamic things. I mean, it's always something new that you can do, and just new ways of making the figure look dynamic and cool. So I just want to see that continue to happen across the board with 6-inch stuff and even 1/6 scale shit. I mean, look where we are, man. In the past 10 years, there's been a ton of advances. I mean, Emiya was just saying that. So imagine in another 10 years what it's going to look like for figures. Imagine how much it's going to start costing too.
One thing that can always improve is you can always make things look more natural. You can always the joints can be always finer, and you can always have more joints there to kind of better engineering to get more range. I mean, a lot of the figures we have. You already have the articulation, but you always get it so it looks more natural. It looks, it's more seamless, and also more range is also a big thing. Sometimes when you get a figure, even they have the joints, sometimes the range is not as much as you like it to be. Maybe it's not, you can't get it exactly how you envision it in your mind when you're taking a picture or doing a video or whatever. So, I mean, you could always make everything better, more natural. I don't think we're ever really going to stop it, man. So I think it always could be better. So.
Oh yeah.
And, I've said this on my Instagram too, but and I talked about this earlier in episode 2. But those blank bodies for figure arts or shit, it's a great figure. A lot of people say, what are they for? Like, what can you do with them? And like, some people want them to customize, but just to fuck around with the figure and just practice posing and getting things anatomically correct, and like I would definitely recommend that you just buy one or two of those just to fuck around with them and just to do different things. I mean, you can really get them in some really cool poses, but just to practice basically, because that's where eventually where we want everything to go is for all the figures to have that range of motion on them. So
Yeah.
I'm playing with one of those figures right now.
Somebody's asking me and Emiya if this Bondi and Good Smile War is actually happening. He says people are trying to say that they're trying to top each other on similar releases. Is there actually a war happening, Emiya?
Yeah, I think there's definitely competition there. I mean, the perfect example I brought up in our show actually was the Mark 42. Mysteriously, GSC, the day they decide, oh, we're going to put up Mark 42, because they announced a couple days before that it went up for order. Oddly enough, the next Bandai drop, oh man, we're reissuing Mark 42. I mean, you can't say that they're not trying to steal pre-orders away from Good Smile. So there's definitely competition there. I mean, these companies are always trying to one-up each other. Everyone's looking at each other and trying to, to do, oh, well, those guys are doing that, so we should do this, or, that kind of thing. I mean, the thing, as I've mentioned many times before, there are advantages to each company. Each company has the thing that they're best at doing. And while, each company is also getting better at doing the things that they weren't necessarily good at doing at the beginning, there are still the things that they're very comfortable doing. Bandai still has the licenses, the type of stuff that they do very well, that, Max Factory / Good Smile or Keiyo or any company is not going to do as well as they are. And then, vice versa, certain things, you look at Bandai is obviously trying to, tread on the territory of GSC and Max Factory, but then, like, certain things like Love Live, like Cardcaptor Sakura, they just can't compete. I mean, even, I'll be honest, GSC doesn't have the Sailor Moon license, but if they did, Sailor Moon Figmas, I think, would be better than what Bandai is putting out right now.
Sure?
I think the What?
Are you sure?
Oh yeah,
I completely agree. When it comes to Schoolgirl, does
the problem with the Sailor Moon figures, if you actually look underneath their skirts and around their body and stuff like that, you notice that the jointing is very segmented. It's very noticeable. I think maybe the range would be slightly better on the Bandai one, but the Figma one would just look a lot better. That's the territory that Max Factory is best at doing.
I don't know, because that fucking Leonidas figure was a letdown. I've been let down by a couple of figures.
Leonidas is a live action. That's a live action property. I'm speaking of the stuff that Good Smile does well. I'm talking about the anime figures particularly.
What would make the articulation different because it's an anime based over a movie-based figure? I mean, the joint system should be about the same, right?
Have you looked at the Sailor Moon figures?
No, I mean, I've been looked under a skirt.
No, but I say the skirt because the main thing is when you look at this underneath the skirt, it's not flush. There's a lot of gaps, like where the joints connect and stuff. Okay. Even the newer releases ones are like that. And little things like the way the joints are at the knees stick out the back quite a bit. These things may not matter to you because maybe you prioritize the movement over the look. But when it comes to a lot of these female characters, the look for a lot of the fans is extremely important. So,
yeah, and it's why Figma's always been seen as the ones that do it best when it comes to the schoolgirl and the girl figures in general.
Yeah. The Leonidas, like I said, that figure, I mean, that's not really their comfort zone. Their comfort zone, again, like I said, it's the anime stuff. And that's the stuff they do really well. When you look at a lot of the SH figure arts anime figure, particularly say like Love Live and stuff like that, the head sculpts just don't look as good. A lot of stuff just doesn't look as good. The stuff that Bandai does well are the licenses that they have a lot of experience with. Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon. Like I said, even Sailor Moon, I really think that if Max Factory had it, they would do a better job. The Dragon Ball stuff, I think they do a very good job. With One Piece, is something that they do well with as well because they have a lot of experience with that. And there is they do have things that they're very good at. Number one thing, like I said, obviously, Kamen Rider. You know, when it comes to those type of characters, that type of look, I think they do it the best. I don't think anyone does as well as they do.
Yeah, even their Ant-Man,
that type of stuff, I think they do really well. And again, it really just comes down to what you're looking for. If you're a guy who, I think, generally speaking, Figma, they look better, but their articulation may be a little bit not. The range may not be as good as a Bandai, like SHF figure. But SHF often, like I said, they prioritize the playability, but at times it's not just even the jointing that makes the figure look worse. The other thing is the plastic they use too. It's very glossy. It's very plasticky looking compared to.
I had that terrible experience with the Love Life figures that were terrible for fucking SHF, but they were, when I got the ones from Figma, they were fucking great. But I got the SHF when I asked Emiya. I was talking live with him when I was opening the box from Ami, and I was just like, oh my god, dude, this figure is trash. And I asked him to look up a review, and sure enough, the reviews from overseas were terrible. It was just the plastic and the way that the articulation was done. It was just so strange, and I fucking hated it. I got the same character from Figma, and it was fucking perfectly fine.
Yeah. So like I said, there may not be might not be a hostile thing. Obviously, companies compete with each other. It's normal. I think though, if it seems to be hostile, it's because the fans are making it hostile. Because that's what fans do. Fans love to take sides, and fans love to argue and insult each other and get personal. So yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's take the last question. Wrap it up.
All right. Let me pick a good last question. It'll be a funny one. Some guy by the name Jamal Chico is asking where the hell the A.C.B.A. dress socks at.
That's right up your fucking alley too.
We need them dress socks.
Shit, I would. We actually did talk about socks, regular, just regular socks for our Cali dudes. You dudes like to rock the socks with the chucks and shit, and you can see the socks and shit. I think that would actually be dope if we did that. The dress socks is some whole other shit though. But
that's for the Hennessy drinkers.
Word, definitely. That's a conversation piece though, no question about it. A girl see those socks and be like, what the fuck is that? And get to
these the new dress socks. This is a quick one. Some guy named Swaggy Spoder asks, do we already know that Juggernaut is the next X-Men movie wave bath? And yes, we definitely know that's what it is.
Yeah, it's been confirmed for sure. We just haven't seen any pictures. I hope they don't fuck that figure up, man. I really do, man.
Oh, this is Juggernaut.
it would be really sick, man. It would be really sick if like we said before, it came with interchangeable arms. So you could choose to have the Colossal Knot, the Colossus Juggernaut.
I'm thinking that's the way they're gonna go with it, man, because it really just makes sense with their MO over the past couple of years as it relates to current story arcs in the books and shit like that, and I really think that's what they're gonna do, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I hope for. It's what they did with Marvel Universe, and it worked just fine.
Yeah.
I understand in the comics, the costume looks a little more complicated of the Colossus one, but man, nobody fucking cares. It's gonna be fine. You just do the switch out arms, the different head. It should be all good.
Any more thing before we
Yeah, let me see if there's a quick one we can do, because some of these require like a lot of talking. Shit. There's another question for me and Emiya. I don't know what he's talking about, but Sonic Rockman X is asking if there is a Kotobukiya statues with articulation. Is that a thing?
The only articulated Kotobukiya stuff, as far as articulated stuff, are their model kits I can think of. Their statues, they have Q-Poach as well. Q-Poach and obviously the robot model, their model kits and stuff are articulated. But as far as I know right now, Kotobukiya is not entering into the action figure business, like trying to basically go on the Bandai territory. and Good Smile territory and Kyoto territory. There is one thing of interesting note, though. At one time, I don't believe it's the case now because Square Enix's department is fully, they have their thing in order now. Years ago, when the Play Arts line first started, I'm talking about Play Arts. I'm not even talking about Play Arts Kai, I'm just Play Arts. Those figures were actually designed by Kotobukiya. They were produced by Kotobukiya back in the day. The Play Arts line was actually born in the Kotobukiya offices. Back in the day, Kotobukiya used to release all the Square Enix's stuff. So I think there's still something going on behind the scenes. They are kind of still somewhat connected. But Square Enix is big enough now that they do all their own stuff. They have their own sculptors and their own people who do their things for them. But as far as Kotobukiya actually doing any action figures themselves, there isn't anything at the moment. But
Yeah,
maybe
I didn't think so.
so. Maybe in the future. Maybe.
Yep.
Is that all the questions?
I don't know if Boog is still there. Somebody asked if we knew when that new Iron Fist was coming out. Man, there's no date for stuff like this. This is Hasbro. Dates like that, they don't exist.
Well, I think you know what? I think Iron Fist was supposed to be a part of the next Spider-Man wave, if I'm not mistaken.
There's all these Spider-Man waves, so.
Yeah, I think so. And it's just the way fucking America works, man. We don't have release dates for figures like in Japan.
It's coming this year. It's
coming. It's coming.
So I listen. I forget to mention this earlier, but the Captain America wave with the MCU Giant Man is starting to officially hit retail now. So we saw it show up in some places last week. I would say by this weekend it'll probably start hitting everywhere. We've seen it in Walmarts and some other places or whatever. So look, we in May now for that. We still got another Captain America wave, and we have that Spidey wave, and we have the X-Men wave to finish out the year. We're definitely going to get one of these waves around San Diego Comic-Con. That's in July. And then they coming this year. I don't know what's going to be first, what's going to be, second, third, whatever. But Captain America wave is about to start hitting right now. I would probably say that. I want to say that the X-Men wave is probably going to be the one that they put out around SDCC or right after SDCC.
Yeah, that sounds about right. When you look at the timing of everything, it seems like that's probably what it would be.
Spider-Man, they'll probably save for maybe around Christmas time or something. I don't know. We know that's normally how it is though. We get one around SDCC. We get one right before Christmas.
If anything, we'll probably have a much better idea when SDCC rolls around. We'll probably have some 2017 waves too, I'm sure. So.
Yeah.
They'll show that Abomination probably. You know what? That might be some of the big reveals at SDCC. Is some of the stuff that's going to drop right after SDCC. We'll probably see it on display in the cabinets and shit and whatever.
It's usually the case.
Right.
You get the panel and everything too.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what the exclusive is going to be. I'm sure the announcements are not too far off. Somewhere in June, we're probably going to hear these announcements, like early June. So we'll talk about it here on the show whenever they bring up the Comic-Con exclusives.
Yeah, you know what? I think almost all of us might be in San Diego.
Yeah, a lot of us are going to be there.
I know you two are going to be there for sure.
Yeah.
Darius will probably be out there. Quite a few of us from the East Coast will be out there. So.
Are you heading up there, Boog?
I'm trying to. I want to know what the hell's going on with the press confirmation. Do you know anybody that's gotten confirmation for press? I haven't gotten a yay or a nay yet. Period.
I haven't heard anything.
I know that they've sent out nays already.
Right, I've heard that. I've heard of quite a few people already.
I don't know if they've confirmed people, but they've definitely denied people.
Right. So I'm hoping that it's taken long because I'll get approved. I mean, really, that's kind of what was holding me back. I want to know for certain that I'm going to be able to move about how I want to move about as far as having a pass. Then I'll book a flight and I'll sleep on the street.
Are you sleeping on the street?
No, no, I'm bullshit. I'll figure out something. I mean,
I mean, that's the one con where you can do it, man. It's not a big deal.
no, I seen you out there.
And the weather in San Diego during Comic Con is fucking great at night.
It's always nice, no
Yeah, it's
question.
like fucking like 70 degrees, not too cold, not too hot.
If we're all there, we should do a special episode, all in the same room, just all of us.
That would actually be a good idea.
That'd be cool, right? We
Yeah.
should do.
And even though he may not have a pass, we get Fabio down there just to be there.
Yeah, no question. You know what? When it's a bunch of us there, or some of us have press and exhibitors and this and that, we always find a way to get our guys in. So it is what it is. I'm not worried about that shit. If three of us have a pass, six of us are getting in. There's no question about it.
It was funny, last time we went out to fucking dinner, and sure enough, the people, like, not really next to us, but, like, across from us was fucking Russ and his entire table, Sentry and Sean. So, it's a small place, man. You run into people, pretty easily.
Definitely. I remember the first, like one of the first years I went, I was with Sentry, and he was geeking out when he saw Pixel Dan. He's like, "Yo, that's Pixel Dan." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Pixel Dan?" That was the first time that I was introduced to Pixel Dan. I didn't really even know that he was like a big guy on YouTube and shit like that. But yeah, you bump into a bunch of people out there all the time, even celebrities and shit too, obviously.
Oh yeah, man. You bump into celebrities pretty fucking easily.
One year, me and Sling stayed in the Hilton, and that shit was celebrity central. We saw every fucking body, and not to mention that celebrities were just hanging down in the bar in the Hilton. We was just hanging out in the Hilton bar, just drinking and just seeing all types of people, man. It was crazy.
Very, very random, but we saw fucking Ron Jeremy in the front of our hotel.
That's hilarious.
doing some Ron Jeremy ass shit,
Selling penis pumps out of the trunk of his car.
Yeah, waiting for fucking someone. I was waiting in the Funko line, and where Funko's booth is at, they have like the back entrance for celebrities, and the entire cast of Walking Dead walked right by me.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean there were security guys in front and in back of them, but they all walked right fucking in front of me. So very easy to see these people around, and although I didn't see him at the booth that we assist at, Ben Affleck was walking around that booth. We didn't see him though.
This year will probably be nuts with celebrities and shit, man.
Yeah, we ran into fucking Zack Snyder inside the Batmobile. That's the kind of shit, that's just how Comic-Con is, man.
We saw them driving around the Batmobile. They're like driving around like on the side street.
Yeah, we thought it was fake.
It was like throwing shirts around and stuff like that. Yeah,
we just thought it was somebody's fucking Batmobile that they made, but sure enough, he pulled up next to the fucking Hall H line, and fucking pops out Zack Snyder, and he starts throwing everybody Batman vs Superman shirts. Me and Emiya were probably in the best place possible because they kind of thought we were
right next to him.
Yeah, we were right next to him, and I told him, I was like, "Hey man, you give me a shirt," and he just gave me and Emiya a shirt, and he took a picture with me. So that was pretty cool. Comic-Con, man, there's nothing that can't not happen there. Lots of opportunities.
It's great for all of those extra experiences and shit. What's horrible is the lines, and that shit's not fun. You know what I'm saying? Getting your exclusives and stuff like that, shit's a job, man. It's a pain in the ass. But meeting up with people and dinner and drinking and having a good time and shit with your friends and shit, it's a great experience, no question.
Yeah, definitely hope that we're all there. Everyone can come out and see us, and we can, like I said, do a special episode.
We definitely should do that.
Podcast. Yeah, definitely.
Whoever's got the nicest hotel, that's where we going. Whoever's got a Marriott or the Hilton, that's where the fuck we going.
A.C.B.A. podcast, live from the Spaghetti Factory. Man, you name the place, we're gonna be there.
No doubt. So on that note, we're gonna wrap it up. We've been going for, I guess, like 3 hours now. As always, check us out on Instagram at Articulated Comic Book Art. You on my channel now, and come join us in the A.C.B.A Facebook group and like us on Facebook as well. We have a fan page there. And that's pretty much it for me. You guys want to plug the JPIA show?
Yeah, we actually have an episode this week. Do we have an episode this week? It's this week,
Yeah,
right?
we're on
This
episode.
week, yeah. So this Friday, we're going to have our episode, JPIA TV, the live episode 3. That'll be on the Import in Action channel, where we talk about all the Japanese stuff. Anything, that comes out of Japan or is made in Japan, even some American characters but made by Japanese company like Bandai or Good Smile. We usually talk about it. So we'll have that, and me and Rick Dom, you can find us on Instagram as Starlock or Cable2345. So yeah. If you guys have any questions, you guys can also ask them on the JPIA TV, the live Facebook page. You can ask the question there, or just go to the channel and find a video and ask the question there. So
Yeah, we'll find it. We'll find those. We'll find the questions as long as you ask them.
yeah, so definitely tune in. Yeah, check us out if you love Japanese toys.
All right, fellas. Until next week. Peace.
Goodbye.